child.
You brought that one on yourself there, Ty.
You know what? I feel picked on, and yeah.
So you feel like part of the family then, right?
He left VC.
What the shit?
We have fun here, Gail.
We have fun.
Yeah, definitely do that.
If
We
it
better
was,
frickin'
if
have
this
fun.
if this was like us in a room together, we'd just be throwing shit at each other. the entire time.
That's true.
I can barely see the emote, dude. Did you get the smiley face on him, where he's just like, ah,
No, I put the tongue on it.
yeah, yeah.
I stole it from the emote I made from you, and I was.
Oh,
just
you haven't seen it,
okay,
Ty?
There you go.
It's
boom.
it's glorious.
I can't see it zoomed in. That's
Look, no, go into the
Just type
into
in.
the DMs. It's in that group. You have to scroll up a bit. It's like literally right after the Homer Simpson thing that Astor Alec posted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's me to a T. Whenever I see a girly on fucking Dokkan battle.
Yeah, that's not.
You know what? This is all gonna be on YouTube. So just keep that in mind.
That also
Top
happens
tier intros, I'll say.
a lot.
These are top tier intros.
I don't edit the episodes that Trevor uploads.
It's
'cause I'm a baller.
I'm Thirstmaster 5000 when it comes to these.
Thirstmaster 5000. Sounds like a
Did
good
you
drink
go
machine.
viral?
Is that your
Oh yeah,
on-screen name?
we're live.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
Is that your on-screen name?
What? Thirstmaster?
what?
What's up, guys? Tiger Daisetsu, aka Tofu Daisetsu, aka the Thirstmaster 5000. Could you imagine?
And
That's
people
Jimmy.
always wonder why Tuesday is my favorite day of the week.
People always wonder why Alec's so mad. This is why. He's basically a babysitter for a bunch of children.
Just living
Hi,
up to
guys.
the Dokkan grandpa.
Hi guys, Son Goku here, and I love women.
Wow. You sound like Goten right there in GT Goten.
I'll at least be nice and put a timestamp in so the people on YouTube can skip to the actual beginning of the episode.
Mom,
Nah.
I can't go to space right now. I got a date on Friday.
You know, like when he's fighting Baby and he just like answers his phone. He's like, "Sup, girl? What's going on?" Nah, I'm just over here fighting some villain. Not a big deal. No, I'm free. What's good?
I mean, to be fair, man, we needed. That's one thing I really wish Super did better was give Goten some personality. I mean, people who know me quite well know that I usually suck GT off quite a lot, but I mean, that's one thing they did so much better.
GT's great.
I mean, GT is better than
But
Super.
that-
Don't ask me, bro. I'm sorry. I will fight to the death with that.
Yo, dude, me too. Sames. Ugh. Ty's dead, dude.
Are you good? Isn't that funny?
He's trying to get over the fact that you said you suck off GT.
Yeah, he's still on it. He's still on that. Oh. Okay, we should probably.
It's okay. I am represented by Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so I feel that.
Yeah, my second favorite character is Baby, so I feel that.
I respect you, man. He's my favorite villain.
This is-
100%.
This
Feels
is the
GT, man.
yeah. This is the GT squad. Alec not included. He's
GT
you
was a
like-
mistake except for Super Saiyan 4 and Baby. That's it.
whoa,
I mean,
whoa,
Goku talking
Ty.
recolored hair.
Do you want to fight, bro?
I don't know.
Imagine supporting a series that just recolors the hair. Shaking my house.
This is why people are here. They want to see the pre-show.
This is the benefit of being on a watcher of the Twitch. You know, like
Yeah.
you get. I mean, I'll probably be super lazy and not edit this out, so people on YouTube will see it tomorrow. But for the most part, I try to edit these out. But I have better things to do this week.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, they can be part of the conversation about the whole GT versus Super thing as well if they want to.
that's right. Yeah, people watching on YouTube. Tell us what's your favorite, GT or Super. Put it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, by the way.
Smash that like button.
Smash, punch it. Actually,
Don't
punch your
forget to
monitor
add-
right now.
Don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking that bell.
Oh my god.
All right. And with that,
We're
I'm
gonna
just
sync
gonna
up.
uninstall.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, we're synced.
We now have
Oh my
5
god.
minutes
That's
of so
amazing.
much pre-roll. It's not even funny.
Okay. Let's
dude.
let's do this. Okay. What's going on, dudes? Thank you so much for stopping by the Global Gang Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Leisengod. I'm joined today with our normal panelists, Alec Hunter, Teister Daisetsu, Anthony Jamo, and then the one and only special guest, Galeriot. How are y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic.
What's up, my dudes?
Hopefully everybody's having a lovely evening or afternoon, depending on where you live.
Yeah,
Glad to be here as well.
Well, good. I'm glad everyone's having a great day. Hope chat's having a good day as well. I hope everyone on YouTube's having a good day. Yeah, so I guess we'll just get right into it with our normal interview questions we ask every guest on the show. So first one, Gail, how and when did you get into Dokkan Battle?
2016 November, I want to say. I think it was I think it was like the month before VB and Rose came out. Was it? Yeah, I think it was. But due to bad internet, I never fully managed to like start going on the game. I think after that I took a break and started when SSJ4 Goku and Vegeta came out for the first time on the 2nd year anniversary.
Oh wow, kind of OG.
And yeah, and well, to be fair, I wasn't even looking. I was just looking for games to play. I went from Pokemon Duo to Dokkan Battle, so
Same
I
thing.
guess it was a bit of an upgrade. I guess.
It's a mainstream transition, man. Back then,
Yeah.
Pokemon and Dragon Ball were like very, very popular.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, appreciate that insight. Next question is, what is your favorite unit in Dokkan?
This is a good one, and I think some of the pre-roll stuff that we just spoke about will come into this. GT Trio, actually, I genuinely
Okay.
love that unit. Honestly, it's kind of the thing is, it was either between them, AGL Gohan, and Baby, frankly speaking. But I do believe GT Trio just holds that special place in my heart purely because GT was like the first thing I watched of Dragon Ball technically. Plus, on top of that, they're a fun unit to use. Honestly, their team is kind of unique. It's very free to play, and it's really fun. It's just fun in general.
Yeah, I agree. You said GT was your first experience to Dragon Ball Z?
Well, no. In terms of anime-wise, yes.
That's
but my
nuts.
first actual experience of Dragon Ball was probably Budokai 3 on the PS2.
Oh, okay. That one's really good.
That was literally like my first video game in general, as well as my first technically entry point into anime and Dragon Ball in general.
Well, yeah, those Budokai games were fire, bro.
I
Too
still
good.
maintain to this day that's probably the best Dragon Ball game we've had, honestly.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Tenkaichi 3 disagrees.
Ultimate
Well,
Tenkaichi 3, that one's really good.
Tenkaichi 3 is a very good shout, to be fair. I personally prefer Tenkaichi 2, but the Tenkaichi series as well is a very solid shout, I will admit.
This boomer hasn't played any of those.
Wow. Those are old, dude. You should have played them.
Budokai
Jeez.
3 will always
Imagine
have the
us
best
being
intro ever.
all the younger people in this whole thing, and the only oldest person in here has not played Budokai 1.
Well, see, at the time that those games came out, I was a Nintendo ho.
Ooh. Well, to
Like,
be fair, I mean,
hardcore.
Nintendo did have its good share of Dragon Ball game, or a good set of Dragon Ball games as well. Well, on the Game Boy Advanced, of course, with Legacy of Goku 2 and Fury as well. Like, those are
Yeah.
really solid games as well.
Boost Fury was tight.
That was really fun,
I agree.
I
I
will
still have
admit.
yet to beat it.
I recommend it, bro. It's really good fun. I mean, the thing is, it's what I wanted from Kakarot, but didn't get it. Honestly, like Boost Fury is just a better Kakarot in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, next question. What new features or units would you like to see added to Dokkan?
I was gonna say LR EZAs if this was a year ago, but I mean, that's already been done. Thanks, Dokkan. you're really good people. But I think one thing that they've kind of implemented, but not really, is raids. Kind of like, for example, I don't know if people here have played the Legends Anniversary, but how they did the pre-anniversary raid system, that would be amazing.
Yeah, with Omega Shenron.
Yeah, exactly, the
Uh-huh.
one with Omega Shenron. I think that would be dope. Maybe some item that can also constitute kind of like a free dupe, if possible. Something that can help free-to-play players as well as just generally make life a lot
Uh-huh.
easier. And in terms of units, I think this is something everybody wants and can pretty much liven the game up as well. Is probably Heroes Dokkan Fest units or Dokkan Fest exclusives. I think that'll add a bit more to the game, and it's not a lot of rinse and repeating of the same characters again and again. We get access to a variety of characters like SSJ for Xeno Gogeta, SSJ for Vegito, and so on and so forth. So I think it would be nice to potentially get more heroes units as Dokkan Fest, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I agree with that.
You said Raid and Legends, and I was like, shit.
Raid
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
By the way, guys,
No.
easy transition. This is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a sweet transition if you guys were actually sponsored by them.
Sponsored by the enemy?
Never.
Nine.
I mean, hey, it's free
I'm
real estate, that's all I
morally
can say.
and ethically opposed to being a raid shill. Like,
That's fair. That's completely fair.
like seriously, there are YouTubers where I like their content, I like their videos. The second a raid ad pops up, I stop watching the video.
I think I did for one of the April Fool for this year's April Fool's stream, I did play Raid Shadow Legends. It's not a terrible game, but it is genuinely like one of those knockoff games you'd find on a Google Play Store. Genuinely,
Yeah, definitely.
it's shit, but it's not that shit, kind of. But they do chill out a lot. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, anyways. Last question. Do you have
Yep.
any upcoming projects or videos you'd like to promote? Social media, anything like that?
Not really. I mean, you've got my Twitch up. That's pretty much
Uh-huh.
it. But no, on a real, I think there's not much that I have planned, to be honest. I think a lot of it is mainly now just preparing for anniversaries. Looking forward to obviously Dokkan's anniversary is around the corner. Danmachi's just had its anniversary, which I've been covering. Evo's around the corner as well. I think a lot of it is just mainly covering anniversaries, and yeah. Apart from that, I'm trying to do also other games like Need for Speed Most Wanted, Pokemon, Nuzlocke is down the line, and stuff
Mhm.
like that for sure. But yeah, most of it is just about now. Around the next couple of months is basically anniversaries. Like a lot of gachas have their anniversaries at a similar time, and if you're a whale on every single gacha, that's a big problem, of course.
That's true. That is just sinking. Your pocket's burning right now. It's on fire.
Exactly. I'm glad that my limits are just to these like subscription packs, like the
Mhm.
daily capsules on
Man.
Dokkan.
Daily
and
caps that
stuff
kill
like
it.
that. I think those are like literally the best value for your money kind of deals,
Mhm.
IMO. But yeah.
All right, yeah,
Very, very
sweet,
nice.
sweet. Yeah, so if you guys are not checking out Galeriot on Twitch or on his Twitter, definitely go do that. Hit the man with a follow, hit him with a sub, get those dope ass little Digivice sub badges we were just talking about earlier. So yeah, go hit him up. He's a great dude. Anyways, moving on to the brunt of our show. First thing up here, the most current event we have as the legendary banner for LR Nappa / Nappa Vegeta. So first we'll get into just what the banner is, which is, regular run-of-the-mill LR banner. Summon or skip.
Can I I'll just point this one thing out. It's not a bad banner, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
I
don't think so either.
Some of the units on there are actually kind of useful. For example, the Raditz, Tech Kaioken Goku, and Physical Saint Saga Vegeta. Obviously, AGL and in Golden Frieza, as we will be talking in a bit, will be getting their EZAs soon. But at the same time, of course, its timing is not appropriate. It's definitely not the best timing for if you want it.
Yeah, I agree. LR banners always happen to drop when you don't want them anyway.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, I mean, Nappa's great. He's good for World Tournament. He's just worth it, but so close to the 5-year. Me, definitely, but everybody else, definitely not.
It also, I like to add this with how they've been changing things slightly with how they've done their tickets this time around, where we've started getting the tickets a month earlier. I'm not sure, but is there a possibility that the 200 stone banner could slightly change, maybe to introduce some characters that we've gotten instead? It's a possibility, but I don't know. Because then you have to consider that banner as well. Because if that, say, adds in, say, the Spirit Bomb Goku or stuff like that, then is it really worth summoning on this banner? It's hard to say.
Yeah, very true. Tystra, anybody else, panelists? You got any thoughts? Hard skip?
The banner's not worth, just skip it.
I mean, 5 years right around the corner, so I mean, again, it's that one time similar to what Galeriot said. It's timing very, very poor, but this is nothing new with Dokkan, to be honest. They always try to throw in that last like one banner to try to milk out someone's, habit to summon,
Yep.
So
It's kind of like when
overall-
they introduced. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
yeah, overall it is a good banner, like you said, pointing out some of the units. Like, you do have the Scouter Vegeta, you do have Raditz, you have obviously the LR, you have Golden Friezas, you have really good Gokus in there as well. And not to mention, you do have LRs on the banner, so you do have the opportunity to pull Gumku, you have Kellen Khalifa, you have Gobros, Tech Broly, the LR Godku, the Strength Godku as well, that goes to UI. So I mean, it's very good, I guess, buck for your value in a way, or a good value for your buck if you have the stones to summon on it, or if you're just someone who summons on every banner. Maybe this is your type of banner if you're looking to try to close the gap between you and a certain LR. Maybe it can happen. Obviously, it's not a guaranteed chance, but it is a heavy maybe. So for me, it's an easy skip because, quite honestly, I'm just waiting for 5-year, even though I'm not something on 5-year anyways. But
So I generally do that thing where I'm like, maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. This is why you should. This is why you shouldn't. Nappa's a good unit, best World Tournament unit in the game because there's no tech meta to confront against it, so he's going to go through and wipe the board pretty much every time with his AoE. That's where he's going to shine at. That being said, he takes 7 Moon Nappa medals to get to LR. No, that reason alone, skip the whole damn banner.
That's a fair reasoning.
And that is a good segue into talking about the unit itself. Here we are.
Before we do,
Oh.
can we just explain to the viewers why they haven't, like, is this event even updated? Like, is there actually like a guaranteed metal Nappa drop, or are we
No
gonna?
category.
Oh,
I know,
no.
I know for a fact I don't think there is
Nope,
a category.
there's never
boost
been
or
an
anything
update.
like that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
What are
we
you
said
doing,
something.
Bonda?
Yeah.
I think they don't like. I'm personally of the favor that they don't like Saiyan Saga, considering we don't have a single Dokkan Fest, and the only technically good units is him and Vegeta, Nappa, and LR Prime Battle Krillin. I swear down, we don't. They have no love for the Saiyan Saga anymore. Cause yeah, I'm just
Painful.
looking at the event right now. Yep, nothing. No category boost.
Zooming in on those medals to piss me off. Is that what you're doing?
He caught me.
Oh,
He
my
caught me.
days.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the Tur because he's we didn't talk about the SSR because Tur is the same name. So the Tur and the LR are different names, so we'll start with that. So if you want to be a whale and you have them both somehow, or you pull 2 copies and want to be that guy, you can use them both on the same team. So first off, so this version is a 100 lead for Inhuman Deeds, Super Agile 90%, or Extreme Agile, Super, that'd be crazy. He causes spring damage to all enemies, so he has a AoE still. Gets attack and defense plus 70%, key plus 3 when HP is 78% or more. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 7,000 at start of turn per existing enemy, so he still is pretty good. Tur, yeah. He pretty much is still a pretty good AoE, like World Tournament unit in my opinion, in this form too. So if if you want to be Alec and not farm this, then you can be this. You can still do it. His stats are still pretty good too. 11k, 12k. His links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Berserker over 9,000, and Shattering the Limit. Category, he's not even in his own category. Pure Saiyans and Terrifying Conquerors. Thoughts on this version before we continue?
It's a solid unit. As for TUR, LR, and just as a linking partner, it gives you another option as an AoE unit, just to bolster your World Tournament squad. I mean, outside of that, I don't think he's gonna be of much use in my opinion. And well, he'll link well with the LR as well, so no real reason to, I mean, keep him as a TUR or link him to the LR. But I mean, preferably you'd want him as the LR just because it's much better variety, and link sets are slightly better in my opinion as well. And of course, the wider category, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they made it so that like the Nappa doesn't have his own category. Like,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Nappa's done in Human Deeds, so I'm confused as to why they haven't put him in there.
An entire city like after he came onto Earth. Yes, he's.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is it's not in Human Deeds. Like this. We're
Yeah,
gonna
the
go off on this again.
Yeah, we haven't. That's not in the show notes to talk about this category, but we should definitely do that.
I didn't want to.
We're
'Cause
doing
I know
it.
How I'm gonna go.
We're doing
Alright,
it.
So here goes.
We'll do it later. We'll do it later. Don't do it right now.
Just do it right now. Get it out of the way. Because it's gonna drive me nuts.
All right, category.
Every time we
Deeds.
talk about Inhuman Deeds, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Because I usually like defending certain categories, so I wouldn't mind doing that. Let's go. We can do
So
this.
the thing is that this category suffers from translation. Like Diabolical Villains is not a good name, but it at least kind of speaks to what the category is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about characters who have killed at least one of their allies. Inhuman Deeds, technically, is everything every character in Dragon Ball has ever done.
Yep.
Have you ever killed
actually-
somebody? That's
Yeah.
inhuman.
I mean, like, immediately you can say the same thing with Cell blowing up the news station. Another inhuman deed.
Right. Another inhuman deed. So that's I mean, translation wise, I mean, just call the category murderous bastard and get over with it.
I mean, it should have just been betrayal. Simple as.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That'd have been good. That'd have been better.
Nappa would be in the betrayed category though, not in betrayal.
The betrayed.
So what they should have done with this unit was, if they were going to make it so his base form wasn't part of the category, they shouldn't have given him the category leader skill until he was an LR.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, true.
Because, to be honest, it kind of reminds... It's kind of like the whole situation with LR Gogeta and LR Vegeta, I think, where they don't get technically the category boost until their LR versions as well. So it's weird to see how they've done this and how they didn't do the same for those characters as well. The OG the 3-year anniversary ones, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true, because they would be Patara and Fusion, and they don't actually fuse. Right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, not only when they fuse, but initially, like, when they're in their TUR and SSR forms, they don't even have the category boost on their leader skill
Yeah.
for Fusion and Patara. Is
So
when they
dumb.
go to their LR variants, or they do kind of awaken to LR, is when they get it. So I don't know why they didn't do the same here for Nappa, but that's Dokkan.
That's Dokkan.
Dokkan in a nutshell. It's inconsistencies. It's
Yeah.
inconsistencies, unfortunately.
Yep. Well,
Welcome to Dokkan Battle. where the-
welcome to Dokkan. Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, it can be something that can just get on the nerves of a lot of people, and it has. If you look at, I mean, yourselves, Truth, and a lot of Goresh, a lot of other people on Twitter and stuff, and you see everybody get mad, and it's understandable, but
Call him the
inconsistencies
Grin
can't help
category,
with
dude.
it.
Just name the category Evil Grin. Everyone on that list on the LR has got like this devilish fucking grin, dude. It'd be perfect.
I mean, you're not wrong, actually. That's true. Well, except for Frieza, who's just basically screaming towards Goku, effectively. But
Yeah.
that's beside.
We're
Yeah.
not yet talking about that.
Did someone say Lord Frieza?
But yeah, I mean the category's not bad though. I mean, you can make it. You could make a team with this, and it would slap the shit out of people.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Easy.
I do like look at, this would be an amazing category even for like we were discussing AOE units. You got LR Broly there,
Mhm.
who potential near future, you never know, might get an EZA or something.
Oh, my poop.
Being one of the first LRs on the game.
Very true.
Then you've got the SDR Majin Buu as well. It's just the link sets can be hit or miss. Of course, Majin Buu and his infamous link sets to every other character on the game. But yeah, it also leads to units like Omega Shenron getting access to more categories, Baby as well at the same time. So it's a good category to bolster future units, especially with the rumors flying or expectations of potential future banners being involving maybe a new Omega Shenron Gogeta dual Dokkan Fest where they start off as Sin and Goku and Vegeta respectively, and so on and so forth. So it broadens the horizons for certain characters in the near future.
I agree. Yeah. I like the. I mean, it might be a weird category, but more teams. I'm all about the teams, so I like at least have more
Actually,
options.
If you don't mind, I would like to talk about that. Would you guys prefer more teams or trying to make sure that their current categories are developed enough? For example, Majin Buu Saga hasn't had a good category leader since Fizz SV, and he lasted for a grand total of 6 months effectively.
Very true. I mean, World Tournament needs a buff too.
Too as well.
A whole list of things that I think they could do to fix categories. I mean, making sure that every category has a viable lead of both super and extreme type if it fits that theme. So like Wicked Bloodlines, you're obviously not going to have a super lead for Wicked Bloodlines.
But like Realm of Gods, yeah.
Like
true.
Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans,
Realm of Gods has a
Majin Buu
super
Saga,
and extreme.
I'm just throwing out examples of what you need. I mean, it's not a great example to use one that already has it. But like Realm of Gods is a good example of what we do need. You have to have a viable super and extreme leader for the team, the 150, 170, whatever it is you want to play with there.
Yep.
And then you have to make sure that your roster is filled out. I mean, some of these rosters are just terrible. Like, I love Earthlings. Like Earthlings is probably the one that gets crapped on the most because all of the characters are weak because the vast majority of them are free to play or they're secondary characters, which the game doesn't give a lot of love to. If you're gonna go and make a category, make it viable for the entire game. I'm not saying that I should be able to no item legendary Goku with the Ginyu Force. I'm not saying that at all. But you should be able to take them into events. Like you take a category into any event, like any Dokkan event, any boss rush, that kind of thing, and be able to perform.
Yeah.
Don't put 60 categories in the game if only 30 of them are usable.
Yeah, that's one of
Very
the
true.
main
true.
concerns I had when Gotenks came out. Obviously, special poses.
Yeah.
Like I was always of the favor like Gotenks should have been Youth, Majin Buu Saga, and Super Buu Artificial Life Forms, Majin Buu Saga. That way, like you said, super extreme, good categories. They're bolstering Youth and Artificial Life Forms as well, respectively. It's perfect, but then they threw in special poses, and Majin Power, which is another issue with not having like Babidi and
Yeah.
stuff on the team, which
It's pretty dumb.
weird.
Yeah.
Like Majin Power, even I can't defend because that was just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted it to be, like, because every other bad guy has like their team, like their category, like
Their
Cell.
Wicked Bloodline.
Yeah, their Wicked Bloodline, exactly. So Boo
Yeah.
didn't have one, but I'm like, he doesn't really need one. He's in plenty of categories. It's, but I guess they wanted it to be just him and nobody else.
Me, Boo's category was Artificial Life Forms. I think it fit him. It fit really well, but
Yep.
I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't want to limit themselves to that and just bring in Majin Power.
Yeah,
Which I don't mind Majin Power, but it's like you're not giving Majin Power the credit where it deserves with Majin Vegeta not being there, Tabura, Babidi himself,
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I mean, we can talk about that specific category more in depth when it actually comes to global, but like the Babidi and Dabura card,
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
came
I
out,
don't
and
know
he's
anything
a
about
support unit for Majin Power, and he's not even on the category.
that. Yeah, it's just
So
good, bro.
stupid. Yeah. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Back to the actual unit, because we still haven't talked about the LR. Anyways, if you guys have not seen this yet, this will be your first time. Surprised, but either way, he's a 130 lead for Inhuman Deeds, so key +4 as well. So he's one of those. Extreme Agile 100 lead, key +4 still, so that's cool. So on Super, he raises attack and defense for the 1 turn, does damage to everyone. On his Ultra, he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and causes Mega Colossal damage to an enemy, and greatly lowers defense, so just 1 if you're doing the Ultra. He has attack and defense plus 78%. He gets key +5 if you're above 78% health. He gets a plus additional attack plus 78% within the same turn after evading an attack, which he doesn't have innate evade. So we'll talk about that in a second. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 7,800 at start of turn. I can't read. Per existing enemy. Exchanges with Vegeta when conditions are met. So when his active skill is, you lose 50% of your attack, and you do evade the enemy's attack as well for 1 turn. It can be activated for starting from the 3rd turn of the start of battle. So this is where he would, throw Nappa aside and become his own unit. Do we want to talk about Vegeta right now, or you want to have thoughts on this character first?
Now let's cover the Vegeta form, since
Okay.
I mean,
Because yeah, it kind of works together, kind of, and the discussion will be very
Okay.
intertwined.
Yeah, okay.
think.
So, yeah, you kill Nappa, and you transform to just Vegeta by himself. So he's, same leader skill, he gets a different super and Ultra. His super is still raises attack and defense for 1 turn, then he causes colossal damage to enemy and lowers attack instead of AoE. His Ultra is the same. He recovers 50% HP. When the one time when he transforms, gets key +3, attack and defense was 100%, plus an additional key +3 and attack and defense was 18 or when facing only 1 enemy, and he gets plus an additional key +3, attack and defense was 18 when attacking superclass enemies, and attacks effective against all types when key is 24, so when he's doing his big baller Ultra. Links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Bird Beat Down, Royal Lineage Prodigies, over 9,000, Shattering Limit, Limiting Your Power. Category Pure Saiyan, Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds. Thoughts?
Anybody want to go for it, or should
no,
I?
go ahead. Go ahead. You're the guest here.
All right. Obviously, we mentioned his prowess in World Tournament, so I'm not gonna speak about that too much. I think we've said a lot and sung his praises about being practically invincible to an extent. Of course, there being no tech units or relevant tech units in World Tournament. Covering on his other skills or abilities, he's actually looking like a very good unit for stuff like, especially the upcoming ESBR, whenever it decides to drop on global. Being able to lower the opponent's defense, and then when he exchanges, lowering attack, that's very vital in my opinion for ESBR as well. And then of course he has this obviously unique thing of being able to evade for a whole turn. You're basically securing yourself for 1 whole turn, which is good. Overall, a very solid unit, but my only concerns come when his links are there, which improve when he goes into Vegeta. That's why I was like, we can talk about Vegeta, because his links kind of improve with having prodigies and royal lineage.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, royal lineage can be hit or miss, because there is not that many extreme AGL Vegetas outside of Majin Vegeta, who's kind of outdated, and I doubt you take him into ESBR or something like that. So his links are hit or miss, but overall the unit himself is pretty darn good, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's decent. I think he's usable. I don't know if I'd use him on a lot of teams, like extreme teams. Maybe
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even put him on his like pure Saiyans. I don't know if I'd really. I don't know. I really don't know if I would. Because Vegeta, he's Vegeta, but he's good. And I mean, maybe as Vegeta, I'd run him. Like I would just be waiting for the Vegeta to happen. if I was running him on like a normal team in a normal event, right? I would just want
Yeah.
Vegeta. I could really give a shit about Nappa. Nappa specifically against like the Metal Cooler event, you know, where you're fighting all those fucking Metal Coolers. I hate that. So I would love him on that to AoE the shit out of him. But then after that, I would switch him. I would switch him the second he can get switched. I would just be immediately going to a Vegeta. Because Vegeta's just better against a one enemy. You know, if you're fighting multiple, you might as Nappa's way better. But, you know, if you're fighting just one dude in a normal event, Vegeta's way better. But yeah, World Tournament, obviously, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's any dispute on
you
that.
can't really argue with that, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that it is super, super, super odd that we're still putting base stat increases into cards. I don't know why that's a thing.
I kind of get it for Prime Battle LRs purely because
Well,
I
yeah,
think
they're
setting that
they're
to
free to
be
play. They're
EA
you know
free to play,
that's
of course.
yeah. I get it for like
But-
free to play stuff, but this is a summonable LR, right? Like, and he has base stat increases. Like what
See,
you were
I
trying
think-
to limit him, like.
I think that the ideal thing that they could have done, in my opinion, which could have made it slightly better, is potentially putting the. I don't know how exactly the calculations work, so forgive me if I'm wrong and I'm messing it up. But what I'm assuming happens here is the percent increase happens first, and then the additional base stats increase happens later. To
Well,
make
yeah.
it better, what probably should have been done is let the base stat or the non-percent boost happen first, and then the percentage boost happens. Here, what's happening is it kind of becomes,
Yeah,
it
it's
definitely becomes a very big
it's
meh
like,
at this
why?
point. But if it was the other way around,
Yeah.
it could have been somewhat useful actually.
yeah, it would have. It would have been better if it had been first. I don't know. It would have been like if they're trying to limit him. I'm like, why? Like what? He's an LR.
They are.
He's supposed to be OP as fuck.
They're balancing him for the world tournament because he gets that plus additional attack and defense of 7,800 per existing enemy. If that was a percentage base at the beginning of the world tournament, put him in the first slot, game over.
Yeah, you slap.
Done every single
that
time.
is definitely very
So
true.
that's
you
why
are
the
right.
attack and defense is a flat boost on that part of his passive.
Yeah, Alex also right on that. To be fair, it's unfortunate, but I can see, like Alex said, it's evident as to why they technically did it.
I still don't understand why we worry about balance in a primarily single player game
Yep.
when your only multiplayer
the
option
thing
is
is-
still playing against bots.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's still a multiplayer based. It's ranking based at the end of the day. Like if you look at other games that kind of are based like facing other bots and stuff, it still needs to be balanced, you know. So I can see why they do it, but at the same time, I mean, I'm pretty sure they also have to know at this point, World Tournament's kind of dead. Let's be honest. It's tedious. It's boring. It's
Yep.
lengthy. Nobody has fun doing it anymore.
I argue that. I'll prove that I have fun doing it July 3rd through the 5th on the Global Gang Podcast Twitch channel. Cheap plug.
I was like, please don't tell me you actually have fun, please.
I do actually. The last time I streamed the World Tournament
have
was the most fun I've ever had with the World Tournament because
I
people were
think
coming in and
No, fair
Just-
enough. I think, yeah, no, fair enough. I can give you that. That if people come in and are constantly chatting, that's fair enough. But I remember when I went offline and I was trying to grind, I think it was the Kill and Caulifla one. Because the Kill and Caulifla one was the one that I actually tried because I was like, they're actually, decent units. And I wanted to get them, and they're 2 units that it's double the rewards. So I was like, I'll try it. And I had no fun. And it mainly comes down to that preliminary stage, to be honest. Like, I don't care about the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, but that 4-man preliminary round is so annoying. What, in my opinion, they could do to make it better is just make the preliminary stage a better, basically kind of like Battlefield, where you go against 4 people and then jump into like a map for the rest.
Okay, yeah, I feel that. I mean, there's a lot of
But-
ways they could fix World Tournament. World Tournament been needing a fix for quite some time.
Yeah. I
But,
don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I think they need. Again, World Tournament has the potential to be good. It's just, I don't know. It needs some reworking, in my opinion.
mhm. Definitely. Okay, yeah. Tystra, JMO, you guys got any input you want to add to the unit?
Not really. There's so limited things. I guess I could add one. I don't have the card, so I don't really care. I don't really care.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, of course, like we already touched up on everything. Like when he's the Vegeta Nappa, he's really good for World Tournament. More viable against more enemies, things like that. Vegeta's better for, simply just one enemy, things like that. Also, one thing I don't think. Okay, yeah. So when he is Vegeta, he does massively lower defense by 80% for 3 turns. That is different from the Vegeta Nap. It's actually a 50% for 3 turns, but it's only a greatly lowers defense, where it's massively when he's just Vegeta.
True.
So
True that.
something else to keep in mind there. The Vegeta is definitely very, very good, especially for things that makes him like really, really solid for like Super Battle Road potential, or just running him on. Like I guess if you can make a proper Inhuman Deeds like team, maybe some LGE attempts again, just kind of like I don't like with units like this, especially ones that do like the raising attack and defense, lowering enemies defense. I always just compare units like that to LGEs. Like, how does this work against things like LGE or Boss Rush or Super Battle Road? It's just one of those units again where it's like, hey, you've beaten LGE with all these other teams. Here's another one.
Here's another one.
It's like just pitching you another idea of running against LGE, like finding you new ways to run new categories or potential things like that, Overall, though, it's a good unit. I like the ideal of it. Not so much the categories we already touched up on. Personally, I feel like if they would ever go this route again, where they make maybe another Nappa, one that is away from Vegeta in a sense, even though he really wasn't fighting on his own. I mean, I guess he was fighting on his own. He was fighting like Krillin and Piccolo, I guess. But like having a pure, like I guess a new Pure Saiyan's a Z Fighters category as like a dual Dokkan Fest would coincide with like a unit like this, because I feel like we need new units, like we like a better or maybe our first summonable Yamcha, for example, or a Tien and Chaozu combo card that's not just Tien. Granted, the Tech Tien's really good, but having something where we could just have Z Fighters, where it could be like Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, making you have that feel of actually taking a Dragon Ball Z team. Whereas like all the teams that we have, or all the categories that we have now, are just more of like, hey, you have Pure Saiyans. This includes every Pure Saiyan. It's heroes, villains. But when you have a category like Z Fighters or just Saiyan Saga, you're very limited. Where you can have like Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, for example, or Turles. Well, actually, Turles isn't Saiyan Saga, but you have opportunities there that they don't do. And
I mean,
I guess this card is kind of the first way of seeing that, with like the category being very different than what it could have been, But at the same time, I feel like with the category, already, he's on Terrifying Conquerors and Pure Saiyans, we already have, those categories. Some that are really good in this game still, obviously Terrifying Conquerors and having the best fucking leader. Like I could see why they made a new category. Just there's not much for me to, I guess, like about the unit where I would want to pull for it, but I would like to see something different or something similar in a sense to this category, but just a solo Vegeta, solo Nappa, maybe a new set of like actual Z Fighters category where we can have those characters who aren't just like free to play LRs from World Tournament, Because this is what this seems like. It just seems it's too revolved around World Tournament, but we're still lacking like good World Tournament units.
Something to consider is they could do like a Z Fighters free-to-play team, kind of like how they've done Bardock and.
That was actually what I was gonna suggest too. I was gonna say that. I thought about it because it makes the most sense though.
It's the only. I think that's the easiest way they can do it without having to make all of them like unfeatured units.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like it for them to make like a summonable Yamcha is like sinning, or is like saying, yo, play Raid Shadow Legends over Dokkan Battle. You know, like
Yeah,
it's not
no.
gonna happen. Like they're not gonna give us a summonable Yamcha card quite simply because he sucks.
Yep.
No, fair
So
enough.
like a free-to-play Z Fighters category where like you can actually, farm like a Tien and Chaozu, a Yamcha, Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan, and let a new Goku be the leader skill LR for that. I'd be down, honestly.
Yeah, potentially like a Kaioken times 2 for
Yeah.
the fight when he just came in for the fight against Nappa, potentially. Or
Could do
just
that
straight
too.
up baseball, however they want to make it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be dope sauce. I've been wanting a Saiyan Sagas / Z Fighters category forever.
Same, honestly. It's one of those few categories alongside Garlic Jr. that I still want.
Garlic Jr.
That I still want the game.
Go Kappa.
Like, am I the only person who still thinks that we need like a
Well,
good
no, I mean,
Yamcha card, at least a decent Yamcha card?
Well,
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I mean,
I don't want to
Sorry,
see. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say we need a bunch of. It's not just Yamcha for sure. I agree. We need a very good Yamcha. I mean, I'd argue to still say like a summonable Krillin wouldn't be a miss. Kid Gohan as well. Obviously, we have the end Kid Gohan, but that's from Namek Saga. But not only just the Saiyan Saga. You just mentioned obviously Garlic Jr., but like Dr. Relo and stuff like that. All of these units do like that whole period of the start of the Saiyan Saga to the end has been kind of just been forgotten, kind of, unfortunately.
Kind of just swept under the rug. and
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah.
it's so
know,
so dumb.
We'll do it eventually. Like imagine, because we have a Gohan card in Dokkan. He's a rare unit, I believe, where he's in the outfit where he
Mhm.
busts out of the Saiyan capsule.
No, he's
and then
a
he charges,
free to
and then
play.
he charges Raditz.
There's a free to play
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, like they can act like it's a very iconic moment in Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Where Gohan rushes at Raditz and does his,
Little
I guess
headbutt.
head bash or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they could make that a really cool animated super attack in their own way.
Another
So
thing to... Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I was just gonna say it's opportunities missed, but also swept under the rug, quite frankly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just gonna add on, like, even when they did bring like the first set of like the first Lord Slug and everything, the expectations were so high for False Super Saiyan, and they let us down so badly by giving us Kaioken and Goku instead. And it was like they have no love for the Saiyan or that period of the Saiyan Saga, unfortunately, and it's disappointing to see.
Yep. I'm still wanting a Piccolo Goku unit, where the
Thanks, man.
super
That'd be
attack
sick.
is grabbing them and Piccolo doing special beam cannon in the chest.
It's sad to see Legends do that before even we do it, and it's
Yeah.
like,
It'd be
at
too
least
cool.
give it- I mean, touche.
Oh man, they'd be a Z Fighters lead for sure. It would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Awesome as shit. Yeah. Anyways, we'll go ahead and move on. I guess Ty doesn't have any thoughts. He didn't give a shit.
No, I just didn't want to interrupt. I really don't have many thoughts outside of what you guys already covered. The unit's definitely a world tournament unit, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still saying save your stones.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fair.
All right, what is our next little thing? Oh, we're already on. Okay. So now we'll talk about returning events that came with the update, with the 20 million year maintenance. So that was fun. That was a fun time. So we have EZA Trunks coming, so that's great. EZAs for the Agile, and we'll go a little more into depth in these events here in a second. The Agile Golden Frieza and Intellect Golden Frieza will now be far better than they already are. EZA for Full Power Frieza's coming back. Just a bunch of other stuff. We got Dokkan events coming back here. Story event wise, we have Raditz coming back, which you should farm because his EZA is coming out really soon. Like, really soon. So you should do that. We had Vidal's flying tutorial, so if you need to grind some Vidals, you can do that. Majibu, free to play Majibu lead. Galactic Crisis, so we have, really good Hercule statue grind here. Then we have a World Tournament announced officially for July 3rd, so cool. I didn't want to spend time with my family on 4th of July, it's fine. Bizarre Rabbit's coming back, that's always who gives a shit, and then Adventure of Gratitude as well. No one really cares, but if you need a Youth Goku to farm, there's one for you. But yeah, so any thoughts before we go any deeper? Do you everything cool with this?
I care about the rabbit event.
Do you care about the rabbit event? Of course.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think as you mentioned, and speaking a bit more about the Raditz event, definitely something people should work on. I myself included, I haven't worked on him. Purely because one, obviously he's getting an easier, but two, also he's a farmable essay for the tech Raditz, and assuming you haven't pulled him, there is a very high chance you will pull him during the anniversary. So, and he's a very good unit to have, especially for extreme tech. So get farming basically on that one, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I might have missed current events. Whoops. So these events are here that are going away soon. Some will be here for a little bit longer, but if you haven't done Super Saiyan Blue, EZA for Vegeta, do that. Great unit. Krillin's going away July 7th, so right after the World Tournament. So he's still there, so you can still do it to beat the shit out of stuff you want. Dogen event's going away, whatever, not a big deal. Strike, blah, blah, blah. Supreme Kai and West Kai farm right there. Baby stuff. EZA Trunks is leaving, so if you still haven't grinded him, why not? They're leaving on the 29th, so here in like a week or so. All that stuff is. Now for triggering Alec. The new event came out right with the update. Not new, but Nappa Metal Farm. You will need this Nappa. You have to have this Nappa. We'll go into a little bit more depth right here. This Intellect Nappa right here, you have to have him. He is I don't know why I did that. He is required to have for maybe not this Nappa. Am I tripping? I might be tripping.
Depends on what he's required for again.
He's awakening. He awakens like 15 times.
Okay, yeah, I thought he did. Like, where's? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, so this Nappa right here, Great Ape Nappa. You have to have him to farm Raditz's EZA. So, he's a required unit. So you have to have Raditz and you have to have this guy. You have to. You don't get a choice. So, if you've been putting off the grind for that reason, because the metals are garbage, you have to do it now. If you want the EZA that Raditz, who definitely gets a step up for sure, which we'll talk about when he actually gets his EZA, but you have to grind it. Sorry about you.
Yeah, you don't need to rainbow him, but it.
Yeah, you just need to have him. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just I have to get this out. Fuck Moon Nappa Metal. No, there's still more in there. Fuck Moon Nappa Metals. Fuck them. Fuck them. Just fuck them.
And there goes our monetization.
You need.
We weren't getting monetized anyway. Just wait. When we do finally hit that point where we start getting monetized, I'm gonna start wearing a tie, even though none of you motherfuckers can see me.
Oh man. Well, yeah, this grind sucks.
So no one was asking how many medals you need. You need 3 per Nappa to awaken to his Great Ape form. So if you want to rainbow him, you need 5 of that?
15, and then 7 more for the LR if you've got the LR, so 22. So it should only take you 48 weeks to do that.
Yeah, roughly.
Give or take.
Give or take.
I still don't know why they didn't update it with the category. I mean, they could have easily done it with like saying, "Oh, here's an Earthling boost category" or something stupid like that. But no idea why they didn't. It would have been such an easy thing to add, but.
Yep.
Perfect time to release that category free to play farm team like the Bardock squad and Ginyu squad.
Exactly.
Give us Z fighters easy.
Mm-hmm.
Z fighters or Earthlings. I think either or would have been fine, but.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't.
Just give us a Yamcha that's not in a crater or one stick in the middle finger.
Yeah, give us a Yamcha that has a Cyberman hugging him. There we go. That transforms into Yamcha that's in front.
Yeah, join forces.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jackman, that Nappa is required for Intellect Raditz EZA. It's not out yet. We don't need to worry about it right now. But you need to grind it if you want to do that. I'm saying this is the last time the event will be here before that EZA comes out. So I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I wouldn't take that chance. So
I'm relatively sure. Might as well get it done now while we have nothing going on before the 5 years.
Exactly. I mean, you're not doing nothing anyway, so you might as well waste your life on that event. Anyways, moving on. Fierce Battle for Planet Namek is back with the free-to-play STR Gohan. He is pretty decent unit. A lot of people like to hype him up for some reason. I don't think he's as good as people say, but he's decent.
But I'd like to say I like him still. Obviously, I don't know why people would still hype him up. I mean, he's still a good free-to-play option. Like I used him in. I mean, a lot of people would have used him in, especially the Prime Battle Krillin form, of course.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that's literally where it starts and ends, kind of. Like, there's no other use of him anymore, realistically. Especially with the Int Kid Gohan getting his Dokkan Awakening. It's out of the question now.
Yeah, I mean,
as to why...
decent unit. You can use him for, Ginyu Force lead if you want, like in Battlefield, So you have the Ginyu Force lead, and you have him as a sub lead or something,
Yeah.
You can do that.
Good
I do that
throwaway.
sometimes. Yeah, good throwaway card.
You guys are missing the most important feature of the card. You farm out the base form, so you have Bull Cut Gohan.
That's true. With his
Hell
little backpack.
With his little backpack and his schoolboy outfit. He looks freaking adorable.
I mean, also, yeah, that's also a good shout.
Very
Now that
true.
you mentioned the SSR, it's good for people to farm the Int Kid Gohan's SA. So,
Yeah.
if you haven't done that,
That's what I was gonna say.
Also,
Yeah. Definitely good SA
Put that
farm.
art on the screen.
I completely forgot about that one either.
But yeah, so besides him, we have Face Off with Fearsome Ginyu Force, which is where you farm Piccolos. So
Gotta get that pre-farm ready for when he comes back on the banner with Gotenks, I guess.
Yep.
Wait, he's
Um,
on the banner with Goten?
Yeah, he's on
it's
Gotenks'
the-
banner.
He's on
That-
SJ3 Gotenks
That
banner.
Piccolo event is fantastic if you need Baba points.
That's also a good
Because
shout, yeah.
because the orbs and the character drop from the same stage. So you just sit there and you farm that up, you get rid of the orbs, you get rid of the characters, and you're just making bank on Baba points if you need them, like if you're trying to get all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. That's also a good shout, yeah. I mean, that event isn't actually as bad as I was gonna slate it earlier. I was just gonna slate it a minute ago, but then I realized it's actually good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on this Piccolo pretty hard. I need to essay so many Piccolos. It's nuts. So, yeah, I'm gonna be doing that for quite some time. These go away on the 9th of July, so you guys quite a bit of time to do it. Next up here on the other free-to-play Planet Namek Saga list is the second form Frieza, who has an EZA. All three of these has EVAs too, by the way, if you didn't know. Very good AoE unit. Very good Wicked Bloodline transformation boost. He's a transformation boost sub-lead, so definitely pretty good. Grind him if you have not done that. This is his EZA event right here, the Storm of Terror Frieza. This is Piccolo's EZA and Gohan's EZA. So, dope sauce. We also have the 20th Virtual Dokkan Clash, which is, I think, been here for some time, but it's going away on the 10th. So, if you haven't done that yet, and the 3 other times to get the missions done, do it. Get those
Obviously,
Battlefield memories for, King Cold Mecha Frieza or Bobbity DeBurr coming up. Bobbity DeBurr costs like 3,400 or 340,000. So, get on it. Get on it.
obviously gonna be replaced. Obviously gonna be replaced by the special one for anniversary, I assume, of course.
Mhm.
So yeah, good to get it done and over with if you haven't already.
Definitely. So, any other thoughts before we move on to talking about other stuff?
Not really. I mean, the events are there. It's basically farm your life away as per usual.
I mean, it is the name of the game at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Farm.
it's not like, I mean, there's anything to hint towards like any future stuff, like how, for example, last year, while we were having our anniversary, I think JP was starting to get the cell game stuff. So yeah, nothing of that sort. So not much to kind of hint towards anything special for download celebration or something like that. So obviously there's the whole thing of EZAs coming sooner than later, but that's for a later topic, of course.
Yeah, and I guess with that, we'll go ahead and start talking about the upcoming EZAs that come literally 2 days from now. Very soon, very soon. First up here is the Intellect Trunks. The nuker, right? He even becomes an even better nuker. But yeah, his event, he's weak to Exploding Rage. Very, classic EZA here, 33-ish stones. Kais, all that good stuff. Exploding Rage category, do we have thoughts about teams you're going to be using for that?
Beerus.
Say, if you pulled Beerus, you
have
can
fun.
build something pretty decent off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just hopefully you have Beerus and have fun, because there's not many. If I'm okay, there we go. There's not many options. Let's be frank. It's actually roadkill in terms of physical units, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Could you just check what the other options are? Like, I know what.
So you
what
want
does
to
it do
use
damage?
physical, and then you want to
alright.
use extreme agility and extreme int.
Gotcha. Okay,
So
so
any
I mean,
physical, extreme agility, extreme int.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
that's not that
we-
much of an option for us, especially because
I mean, you got 3 decent physical extreme units that'll do the job.
Well, you can use super physical as well. That's the other thing.
Well,
Like you
yeah.
can use super and extreme physical, but only extreme agility and only extreme int.
Well,
the
yeah,
options are still kind of hit or miss. Obviously, if you have Beerus, obviously that's the first thing you take.
Mhm.
Double Broly's, Frieza, all 2 of them EZA, so yeah, not bad options. It's the last 2 slots that you'd kind of be like, well, what do you want to take, kind of.
Well, I mean, in the sense, you could just put in 2 AGL units because you have the Zamasu and you have the fucking
Um,
Rage Broly.
yeah, I was about to say you could just, or an alternative is just make a full Broly team with
Yep.
Beerus in the front.
Yeah, you could do that too. So
Or
honestly,
if you're weird, or like everybody else in the community and don't have Beerus because you didn't summon on him because you saved your stones like you were supposed to, then you could.
I did.
I didn't pull. I mean, I summoned on Beerus, I just didn't get him. But I'm gonna make a full Pure Saiyans team with Wrathful Broly here. So my
Gotcha.
team would be Broly, Kale, and Bardock.
you mean
So
Broly, Universe 6 Broly, and Bardock.
yep, pretty much.
So Broly, Universe 6 Broly, and the guy Broly wishes he could be.
Yep, pretty much.
Baby.
Wait, I don't know about Broly wanting to be Goku's dad, but yeah, I
Bardock,
think so. Let's
Bardock's
yeah,
the greatest Saiyan in all of history. Fight me.
Alright, fair
Agree.
enough.
Gabba.
No, I was about to say I'm not sure about.
No, I'm just messing.
For me, that goes uncontested. Just
It
saying.
doesn't seem like this is gonna be a very hard easy A in my opinion.
Nah.
Like
I-
it's another easy A for me, and having the Beerus is just gonna make that a lot easier. So, my lineup's just gonna be exactly what we were just talking about. Physical Beerus, Broly, Frieza, Zamasu Broly.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good shot.
AGL because we got 2 easy 3 easy 8 units. So yeah,
Mhm.
you'll trash this event if you have those 3 easy 8. So
Yeah.
which are the physical legendary Super Saiyan Broly, physical full power for Easy Pop, and the AGL Wrathful Broly.
Yep. Otherwise, I guess just use some Fizz units, man. That's all you can do.
Get her done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, I might switch for Kale. Put Kale in there.
Kale good.
She's a-
she about to get her EZA too. So.
So like, just interesting
Dual
team build
scaling.
idea here. Let's say you're kind of lacking in this particular category or the allowed units. If you do run a physical team, you could, and assuming you don't have like, I don't know what, Goku Black is straight physical now, right?
Yeah,
there's
So yeah,
yeah.
I guess you could run Goku Black as their lead, but I was saying you could run. I was thinking you could run Android 17 and keep him on rotation, and then have that extra 60% defense to your entire team every
Oh,
time.
True.
Yeah,
So
just-
if you're
just
struggling,
remember where you're
that's a defensive way to go about it.
Yes.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure that he doesn't get hit because he's gonna hit hard.
Yeah, he's not gonna have a fun time. That's for sure.
Just make sure he gets hit when you're below 70% hit points, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
on Android action
Item.
right there. Haven't seen that since Krillin. Bazing! Yeah, I'll laugh at my own joke, guys.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It happens.
Damn.
Silence
Don't worry,
after
I've
a
had-
joke is the
I've had
equivalent
it
of
happen
shit posting.
many times.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
I would have laughed if it was actually funny though. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Wow, savage.
Damn.
I would have tried it.
Oh,
I was
when's-
just about to ask if he bazinged me, to
Yeah.
be honest.
When's the funeral,
we
Ty?
asked-
Damn.
We seriously asked guest to come on here we asked Gail to come on here to be our guest, and he's in here owning us.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
What are you guys talking about? It's me that's getting hurt.
Hey, I feel that pain.
Yeah.
Mostly because I
We
inflicted
felt it. Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah, so anyways, I know I say that a lot. Why don't we just go ahead and talk about the Trunks himself? So if he's worth EZA or not, you make that decision on your own.
I mean, which unit isn't?
Yeah, that's true. Everybody deserves an EZA in my opinion.
So for you viewers at home, every time Trevor says anyways, just replace that with shut up guys, we need to get back on topic.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so just so we can see the comparison here, we'll talk about the before EZA, where he wasn't that great. Super key, HP attack and defense plus 70%. He greatly lowers defense with immense damage on super. He changes strength to intellect, and he gets attack plus 15 per intellect key sphere obtained. He has Golden Warrior, Messenger from the Future, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Dismal Future, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. Categories are Hybrid Saiyans, Future Saga Time Trials, Vegeta's Family, Super Saiyans, Bottom Master Disciple, and Revenge, because he's pissed. So yeah, I mean,
Very nice.
very decent unit. I mean, I didn't use him
Outdated,
before.
massive
They're
unit,
outdated,
so-
exactly. Yeah, he just needs some little love.
That's the thing with a lot of these units that just raise attack on their passive is that they just automatically lose all value. Like Dokkan went from offense to defense actually matters for some reason.
Mhm.
Well, that's because obviously the opponents became a lot harder to beat because they hit a lot harder. So yeah.
Yeah, and real quick before we continue, I will say that you can grind his super attack with the, if you want, these are both free to play Trunks, so you
Both
can.
are hard to farm.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be kind of
It's-
shitty farms, but
I would recommend just using Kais. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll be the first to admit. I think it was the physical Super Saiyan Trunks, or I think it was the physical Super
Mhm.
or it was the physical Super Saiyan Trunks, and I regretted every single minute of it. It was not fun, especially that Android 18 medal. Albeit though, saying that category boosts have helped though, recently.
Mhm.
So fair enough. If it's better now, but back in the day it was horrible.
yeah.
I'm just saying, always go for the free-to-play SA. I'd rather go through a couple hours of grinding than to waste a Kai that I could have used for something that can't be SA.
True. That is also true.
And thankfully, mine's done with this one. But
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing to worry. I'll still farm it because stones, but I don't have the unit, so I'm fine.
Well, yeah, when we summon him soon, he's on every banner, so you never know when you'll get him. But now you'll be happy to get him because he has
Also
EZA.
has the opportunity. The GLR banners is the best way to get him now. So yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. Anyways, let's check and see what he turns into. Is he good or not? He becomes a super class Key +3 HP attack and defense plus 100% lead, so decent battlefield option if you're, running out of teams to build. He has causes image damage still, but greatly lowers defense, but he also raises superclass allies attack by 30% for 1 turn, so pretty dope. He still changes strength key spheres to intellect key spheres, which is great. He gains just attack and defense plus 20% per any key sphere obtained, so swag. And then random changes key spheres of a certain type, intellect and strength included, to rainbow when there's a Realm of Gods category enemy, and attacks effective against all types with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Links are the same, categories are the same. I guess I'll go first. I think that's definitely a good step up for sure. He at least gets a defense now, so swag. And he raises his allies' attack, which I always love those units that do that. 7 key spheres is kind of a lot, but it might be alright. He'll probably get it sometimes, which isn't really a huge big a deal anyway to me personally. Like, attacks effective against all types, because I really could give a shit about that ability. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think he's good.
I think with his orb changing abilities, he's going to be fine. Especially if you do have a Realm of Gods category enemy. I think getting to 7 key won't be that difficult. Or 7 or more key spheres won't be that difficult in that particular situation. But I also feel like at this point I could just write a script and just say it every time we have a new EZA, because it's really nice that all these units that are irrelevant are being brought up into relevancy. They may not be the best units in the world, but they're usable, and that's the important part of the game.
I'd also like to add that, of course, we've seen this similar passive on 2 other units who are, I would say, probably their best of their names, shall we say. I think that's the best way to put it. Is Tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Physical Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the ones that Dokkan awakened with the STR SSV Kaioken Goku. So, I mean, automatically he's really, really good. Just having a similar passive to those 2, like being able to change the key spheres, becoming a mini nuker and stuff like that. It's a huge dub on his end. He's definitely gone from being possibly the worst of the 4 super / extreme class leaders to being probably, he's still probably the worst of them, but he's on par. Yeah, I wouldn't say the worst, but he's on par or in and around the areas of Murdzama. I'd still maintain Angel, Rose, and BB are just ridiculous with their EZAs. Like, I don't think Murdzamasu and Super Saiyan Trunks come close to them, but they've had glow-ups and very solid glow-ups.
I'm in the same boat. I'm really glad that these units are getting the love that they should have gotten, because I remember when this Emerge Zamasu came out and I was hyped. Just because the Trunks art looks just so good, in my opinion. I love this art. I think it's amazing.
It was one of the dumbest moments in the series.
It was one of the,
I was gonna add that, but I didn't want to.
It was one of the dumbest moments in the series, but you can't look at this art and not say that looks cool.
Okay, I will agree with you, but I will also say that the only reason this moment isn't more maligned than what it already is because the dumbest moment in the entire franchise happened just shortly afterwards.
I agree.
Wait, what happened?
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about super episodes. I'm talking about this art looks good. So
I can't see that sword and not think of the episode though. It's like having a flashback.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I love this art. So I got hyped back then when I saw this, just because I wanted this card, and I never got it until this year. So now that I got it and I looked, I was trying to use it, and I was just like, this thing freaking sucks. It was terrible. But now with the CZA, at least it's got usability. Like it doesn't have this, like Gale said, it's not a VB and it's not an EZA Rose. It's not a Janimba. It's not the best. But in certain circumstances, it's not that bad of a unit. Like, especially with the double key changing when it comes to Realm of Gods. Like, you could think of this: if somehow Jiren in Battlefield is a tech unit at the time, this would be a good unit to use against him, just because he's Realm of Gods, and then boom, changing STR key spears to Int, which is perfect for you, and then going to Rainbow.
Very true.
And
I think that's just very true. I think in Battlefield he will be very good.
Yeah.
Especially because
now that it's changed.
yeah, definitely. Especially with Jiren, but I think more just general as well. I mean, Battlefield is really the one time in the game for me that I ever use mono teams, and he'll be good. He'll help his teammates. He'll slap. I think he's gonna be really good in Battlefield specifically for sure. I think he's gonna be really good.
His super attack specifically is really good combination of abilities. Whereas lowering defense in most situations is not great, you stack that with he's raising everybody else's attack. So he's making the enemy take a little bit more damage, and he's making your guys put out more damage.
Mhm.
That's a win-win no matter how you see it. Slap some additional on this guy and let it hit twice.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, exactly.
So, and that was what? Yeah, 50% for 3 turns. Like, easily, if you put all additional into this, that's 100% defense reduction. You know, in any event that doesn't, you know, nullify defense lowering. So, in my opinion, he's good. He's definitely not my top 5, but I'm definitely easy A-ing him. I'm getting him done.
Oh yeah, definitely me too. Now in a normal situation, would I switch him for the Fizz Super Saiyan Trunks future? I don't think so.
No.
Most situations, I would say no.
No,
That Fizz Trunks is such a good support unit, though.
He really is.
It's kind of apples to oranges.
He's probably one of the most underrated featured units, unfeatured units in my opinion as well.
Yeah, I mean the man's
that support is just a killer because you throw him with like the LR feature Trunks, they are a deadly combo immediately. It's ridiculous how powerful they become.
Yep.
LR Fizz feature Trunks, by the way. Sorry, I should specify that. There's too many of these future Trunks LRs.
Yeah.
Too many Trunkses.
Too many Trunks.
It's actually ridiculous, to be fair. Can we just discuss the amount of fucking Trunkses in this game, bro?
Too many.
I've had enough, man.
Oh, they ain't done.
We have Tech Trunks, LR AGL Trunks, LR Fizz Future Trunks, LR Trunks, and my this Trunks. Then we got those back-to-back unfeatured Trunkses. Dokkan, please. Give
Oh yeah,
some
no,
love to
we
other
still have more too.
characters as
We have.
well. I'd appreciate it.
We have Agile Trunks and Mike coming out soon.
So
that too as well. Yeah, I forgot about them as well, man. Jesus
complete
Christ.
sidetrack here for just a second, but I figured out the issue with Trunks' hair. I don't remember whose stream I was in when I was talking about this, but so Trunks is only half Saiyan, right? So he doesn't get the whole his hair doesn't change as he gets older thing, right? Like normal Saiyans do. And so he is, half, Bulma genetics, half Vegeta genetics. So his hair goes from that purple color to that blue color, just like, my hair is going from brown to gray. His hair's just changing color as he gets older. He goes blue instead of gray. So Trunks is literally going to be the blue hair driving in the other lane.
So what you're telling the Thirstmaster 5000 is that,
Wow.
Bulma having blue hair just means that she's getting ripe with age.
Don't elder file this.
Elder vibe. Wow. Okay. That's where we're at. That's where we hit. That's where we're at with the stream. Okay. Okay. On that note, bye Trunks. See you later. Let's talk about. I already have that stuff pulled up. Let's talk about Frieza, the other too many units in the game card, right? So this is for primarily Tech. Golden Frieza, obviously. This is his returning event. But coming back with it will be the release of the 2 new units, which I think I have them pulled up somewhere. But anyways, we'll talk about this. I mean, we've seen this event back a few times. Wicked Bloodline's the weakness, which is weird because he's also, Wicked Bloodlines. But whatever, let it happen. Pretty easy A in general. We don't, if you haven't done it ever, then, definitely get the stones, Kais, all that normal stuff. Nothing crazy here. So I guess we'll talk into, first I have up here is the Agile one. Get out of here, Ad. So, already the man is a fucking goat, right? Reduces damage received by 90%. Get the fuck out of here, right? He already tanks literally anything in the game himself. Like, I have survived... I would throw him in front of, remember when Great Saiyan Man was in the Ultimate Clash? I would just, I don't even need, whatever, just throw him in front, done. He tanks it, all by himself. He doesn't need to be stunned or sealed, doesn't care, right? So now so before he reduces damage received by 9% when 50% HP, now he does it when it's 40% or more, so a little bit more accessible. He raises attack now infinitely, which is fantastic. He's still an agile nuke lead, so that didn't really go up a whole lot. It went from 33 to 35. And now he gives himself key plus 2 attack and attack plus 90 when 4 or more keys are attained. So, pretty good. Nothing wrong. Same links as he had: Prodigies, Universe Most Malevolent, Revival, Super God Combat, the worst link ever. Resurrection F, also worst link ever. Strongest Kind of Space and Fierce Battle categories are a lot. Resurrected Warriors, Move Bosses, Full Power, Transformated Boots, Wicked Bloodline, Transforming, Terrifying Conquerors, Target Goku, Revenge, and Inhuman Deeds.
Let's back at it again with those deeds.
Them deeds.
I'll just start off by saying, much needed improvements. I would have probably appreciated it a slightly bit more if his HP was 30% or above, but semantics. It's very small things. The primary purpose was we needed more attack on him, which, with a condition applied, we got it. So, no, nothing wrong with him. I think it was. I don't think the damage reduction was needed to be changed apart from maybe the condition, and it did. So, yeah, solid unit.
I mean, how else would they would have buffed it? Just to be 90% period? Like, that would have been broken.
No. I was just thinking, like I mentioned earlier on, I was just hoping it would be around 30% HP or above.
Oh, yeah.
It's 40% instead.
30 would have been really
as I said, it's 10% here or there. It's not big,
exactly.
but it would have been nice. And I just wanted the attack boost, which we got. Condition is a bit annoying for more key spheres obtained, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not like 6 or more keys or something stupid like that. So, not bad, I think. Much needed improvements. Could be a slightly bit better, but I mean, it's very, as I said, it's not like, oh, it's too bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
And of course, links and categories don't change in EZAs, so nothing wrong with that, I guess. It's the same old.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna just touch on chat real quick. Christian says, the only thing that sucks in this Frieza is he doesn't have any built-in additionals, which is false because he's an agile unit. For how long it takes him to reach a mil, which he should have off the bat probably, and the fact that most of his attack links suck. Well, if you're running him on a Wicked Bloodline team, which you should, then half that team, if not all of it, share his exact link set. So,
much, yeah.
Except disregarding Super God Combat and Resurrection F, they'll all have the other ones. I mean, Agile Golden Frieza, Intellect, Golden Frieza Angel, he has Revival as well, and Prodigies, and Universe Most Malevolent, and Strongest Clan in Space, and Fierce Battle. So,
I mean, the only thing I have is that they've kind of limited. It feels like they just limited him enough to the point where he's not better than the tech one. I just have that feeling.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
That's the only thing I think they've done, is that they've just kind of limited it just enough. Like, oh, Tech Golden Frieza is still the big daddy of that EZA state, so we can't make the others better than him, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, they have the same name, so it's kind of like, oh, you have an option of 3.
Yeah, it's just different options. I'm down with that.
All I really gotta say is that Christmas came early for this Golden Frieza because it's Santa. I'm petitioning to call him Santa Claus, and the reason being is just because of his quote. Do you have over the picture, Trevor?
Ho ho ho! Tears won't save you.
Exactly.
Oh my God. God damn it.
Hashtag Golden Santa Claus.
You just need to put a little Santa hat on him.
Exactly.
JMO, I expect a Santa hat on this Frieza by the end of this podcast, okay? Thank you.
Why do I just feel like that's going to be the YouTube thumbnail?
Yep, it just became it.
Damn it, now it's kind of Santa hat.
But yeah, this Golden Frieza is good. Like, in my opinion, he's situational, especially for like, I would take him probably if I'm doing like SBR just because of that damage reduction of 90%.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, it's a much needed EZA. It wasn't the one that I thought was needed the most.
Agreed.
But I'm not gonna complain. That's the thing with these EZAs is like, we're always hit with like either shock that a certain unit got an EZA, or surprise. And I know that, you know, people will go, that's the same thing. There's a difference. Surprise is like, you didn't even expect it. It was just a random EZA.
Yeah.
Like, shock is when a campaign comes up and they fucking build it around this, and then all of a sudden, like, in that campaign, you know, I don't know. There's a difference between, in my opinion, there's a difference between this getting an EZA at random and like Kale Khalifa getting an EZA.
That was agreed. Very true.
That's ultimately what I'm trying to say. And I know my words aren't making too much sense, but this one came out of the blue, like completely
Out of the blue, and he's an agile unit. Ah.
But the fact.
Oh my god.
That was great, dude.
But yeah, like, he didn't have a campaign based around him, and it's great to see that he got one. You know, same with the Int. You know, there's no campaign based around him. It's really cool that they're both here. So I'm all for it. Happy that they're there.
Yeah. Alec, JMO, thoughts? Moving on.
Tech Golden Frieza is still better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair
By
enough.
far.
Okay,
By
now
far, but go ahead, Alec.
I would say now, if you actually want me to put something into this conversation, I like the fact that he raises his attack infinitely.
Yeah, me
I've now
too.
said everything I need to say about this character.
Okay, so this is one thing I have. I never feel initially you do feel the effects of the attack raise, but after a point I kind of just stop noticing it, honestly. It just kind of
Dude, I feel that, you know? It starts evening out, even on like units like Cooler.
Comparatively to defense, where you feel it adding up again and again and again over time, especially. Maybe it's because the opponents start hitting harder, but attack never feels the same. It just feels like it's flattening out at a point, and there's no difference from turn to turn.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's
That's
really
my only
weird
problem with Razor's attack. It's definitely a good skill, especially in so many situations, especially. But
yeah, like it feels like it has diminishing returns at some point. You know, I don't know, and it might just be a placebo. Or it might just be in my mind, but like
hallucinations.
It gets to like even on like Cooler or Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku, right? Like I still, even in LGE, right? I'll be in fucking UI Goku, and I feel like his attack's the same as it was when I was at Super Saiyan God.
Kind of like how we mentioned, where defense you kind of still notice the effects from battle to battle. It just feels that the defense of the opponents just becomes so high to the point where, as you said, the attacks end up plateauing at a point. And it's like, well, is it really that useful then?
Yeah, you'll never get to a point where you'll one shot, MUI Goku just from raising your attack, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless you're SSB Kaioken Goku and you have.
Yeah, well, active skill, that's different. That's different. Active skill is different, but like on a normal super attack, you're never gonna hit him hard enough to kill him.
Yeah, 100%.
Which theoretically you should, but you never will. I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, I think that's a bit of a balancing thing, of course, like we discussed about Nappa earlier on, with his whole base passive, but as we mentioned earlier, Dokkan needs to kind of ease off of this whole balancing thing. It's a fair game at the end of the day. It's okay.
JMO?
But sorry. Go ahead, JMO.
Thoughts?
To me, I say this a lot just because it's the simplest way to put it, I guess, in my own words. I've yet to see a unit get an EZA and they end up being worse than what they were. So it's just another thing where it's like, okay, we got a new unit, or no, well, not a new unit, but okay, like they're making this unit relevant again in some new fashion,
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the balancing, regardless of it, like all those things put aside for a second, having a unit like this, AGL Golden Frieza, he's still relatively mainstream, even without his EZA. Some people still use him for the sake of his defense.
Yeah.
So adding that EZA, giving him the 90% attack, and just making him not only a defensive unit, but now he has the ability to also show off some offense. That is something that, to me, goes without say again, where it's just like, okay, we got another unit who EZAs. He's not going to be worse than what he was, you know?
True.
And it's kind of what I was going to touch up on with Trunks as well. It's like, for me, he's still a mainstream unit for, you know, what we were talking about before, like Battlefield Ultimate Clash, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
He's still there relatively for any super int team that you use, especially if you're using super monos. You know, like, he's a mainstream unit for that mono team. So typically you're gonna take him, and if you're taking him, you're taking the in SSB or SSB Vegeta that also EZAs. So that's like, again, just to conclude it, I've yet to see a ruined EZA unit. And I like that, other than the fact that balancing is still a thing.
Mhm.
But so far, there's not been a single unit that has gone underwhelming to me. I guess in terms of, like, if you do pay closer attention to, like, maybe the stacking, flattening out with, like, the attacks on longer events, or maybe just, like, in certain events because the bosses are a lot harder than, you know, before. I guess, like, LG would be a perfect example again, but it's just one of those things where Dokkan is giving us something because I guess they want to.
Mhm.
Maybe they feel they need to, but it's something just to go appreciate it of. You know, that you have a unit like this who has been out for a long time is getting yet another version of relevancy that, you know, players who may not have him may now want him. You know.
Mhm.
Overall,
yeah.
I like it. I like it. I don't know what in Golden Frieza holds, but I guess we'll find that out.
Oh, we're about to find out.
Honestly, I bobbed a rainbow version of this unit.
I did too. Actually, I didn't even care. I really didn't even know. I didn't really know at the time. Like, EZAs were, a noticeable thing. But
oh no, I just bobbed him because he was a shit unit. Like,
yeah,
I
me too.
purposefully rainbowed him, got him the rainbow star, and bobbed him.
It's good to know that other people have Baba EZA units, because I've Baba Tech Beers and Jinima back in the day before their EZAs, so it's understandable.
Yeah, we've all been there. We were all bad Dokkaners one time.
Exactly.
At one point in our lives.
I've
Some
never
of us still
bobbed
are.
an SSR.
Yeah,
Just
Alec
make
Alec
one
plays a
up,
safeguard.
one up.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys see my box, I keep SRs.
I do too.
Like, I straight up keep, if it's SR or higher, I keep it.
Yeah, I think I
Robot.
Yeah, that was robot hard.
Yeah, that
I don't know if that was just me or not.
Oh, what? Oops.
Oops.
Man, when did R2D2 get in here?
Yeah.
It'd be
Hello,
like that.
robot.
Special guest. R2D2.
Special
Gotta
guest
make a
Gale
special
bot.
appearance, me.
Galebot, yeah.
Welcome, Galebot.
Alright.
Alright, and moving on to the one and only shit unit. Nope, don't look at that. Okay, so this is the Intellect Golden Frieza, the one we've all got trolled on for years. You thought it was Angel. Hot. It's not, right? You get this piece of garbage. He was okay. I mean, attack defense plus 60% at start of turn. Whatever. You know? Usable? Sure. Do I want to use him? No.
Technically, he was better than in Trunks. Gets defense.
Yeah. But I mean, like, between if you were going to use him or the AGL one, you're
Of
obviously
course,
going
I
to
mean,
use the AGL one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now it's kind of up in the air because he gets significantly better. He now raises defense infinitely instead of raises attack, so that's the difference there. Leader skill, we're not even going to talk about. Moving on. Attack and defense plus 90% at start of turn, so decent. Target Goku category allies keep plus 2 attack and defense plus 30. High chance of there's a semicolon right there. High chance of performing a critical hit when facing an enemy whose name includes Goku. So Youth, Captain Ginyu, and Junior, etc. excluded. So, like Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, stuff like that.
Yep.
Links are the same as his AGL counterpart. I think that he is really good. Really, really good. Thoughts?
A situational unit, in my opinion. Again, it's the same thing with all the other Golden Friezas. It's, if you want to support, here's your man. If you want the damage reduction, you've got the other two to go on. He's definitely improved massively. I think he's obviously out of the three, he's had the biggest improvement. He needed the biggest improvement as well.
True.
And if you're facing off a Goku enemy, he's technically, I mean, for LG, he is technically the best option. So
Mhm.
yeah, he's very good.
I see this unit, and I see my chances of no iteming LGE with a full int team. Very much a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm close. Like, the hardest part about doing it with int is the first phase you start off on. You're type disadvantaged,
The physical one, yeah.
and it's a very difficult phase to get past. But no, you guys know how I feel about infinite defense razors.
Yeah, they're in there.
So I like
bottom
this
right
one more than the
shelf.
agility one. I
On top of your
probably
soda.
don't like it more than the tech one, just because
you're
the tech
welcome.
one's still defensive below a certain health point. I'm sure after a while this unit will be better than the tech one, is especially like towards the late game of Legendary Goku.
Mhm.
But just like if we were talking about like a Dokkan event or Battlefield or just a normal event, I think I would still probably run the tech one most of the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, honestly, it really just depends on what I need at the moment, or like what team I'm making. Of like
Yeah,
who
of
I want to use, who I want to
Yeah.
be on there.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's all about situation, and yeah, it's the same thing for this guy, same thing for the other two. It just depends on who you need, what you need, kind of thing. I mean, the link skills are the same, so not necessarily on that. It's just on the passive, like, who do you want the most? Do you want to support? Is he going to be on rotation, off rotation? If you want somebody on rotation, potentially somebody like Golden Frieza is better. Off rotation, maybe this guy.
Mhm.
It's a lot of things to think about when you're building your team. If you're gonna include this guy or the other two, of course.
Yeah,
I just got sick of pulling him for like 100 million times before like 2-year anniversary. That's the reason I rainbowed and Baba shopped him.
Yeah, I haven't awakened mine.
Just to
I
give
have,
you the
like,
context, I've yet to rainbow this guy again ever since I bobbed that rainbow version.
I don't think I've ever got this guy, so I'm surprisingly
Yeah.
unlucky or lucky.
I was
But
very
not-
unlucky, dude. When you have Omega and fucking Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta out and you pull this guy like 4 fucking times, dude,
Touche.
you never want to look at the unit again, bro. Honestly.
Touche.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I have 8 of this unit because I haven't awakened yet. I have 8 of this unit sitting in my box because I've never had a need to awaken them. Now I kind of do, and that's
Yeah.
like, huh,
Yep.
that's cool. I can do it now. I don't know. Like for me, it's good unit obviously. Infinitely raising defense and such like that. I just don't know when personally I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
But you never know. It might be one that's required. Like
Mhm.
in an easy area.
He definitely is.
So,
Well, not required, but an option in an upcoming EZA pretty soon.
yeah, solid option. So
Which we'll
it's-
talk about that when it comes up.
solid option in general. If you guys have him rainbowed SA10, well, now there you go.
There you go.
He's got something. Hopefully you have 5 extra copies on top of that because God knows there's somebody out there that's got 25 of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been out for 3.5 years, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll say the art.
farmable super attack, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll also point out when I rainbowed mine, I actually raised the super attack with SRs.
Damn.
I need to do that grind myself for both the AGL and the int. That's one grind that I don't want to touch, but I know I have to touch. So that's gonna be
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be the odd man out here and say my preferred Golden Frieza is still this guy. And you can at me all you want, but he beats the shit out of every other Golden Frieza in the game, hands down.
Fair enough.
Wait, the
I haven't
physical
played with them all yet.
Yeah, the free to play one, dude, man's a goat. Are you kidding me?
I can definitely back him in terms of like how good he is. I use him a lot, especially in Battlefield. Considering a majority of my extreme physical is movie bosses, so automatically he's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're
I
using-
can back it.
yeah.
I can definitely back it.
I really just like that he raises. allies attack on super. I put like all additionals in, obviously. He reduces damage received. He's got defense. He doesn't hit, so that's a trade-off. But I like in regular events. I think he's my preferred Golden Frieza. But to each their own, right? Anyways, that is really all we have for normal Dokkan-related shit. So I guess I'm going to leave it over to Alec, who can discuss more about this brooding storm cloud above us.
Oh, yeah. So I actually caught wind of this a couple nights ago. I was watching Inside Gaming on YouTube. And it appears that Apple is being sued over programs that have loot box mechanics. And they're being sued from the based on something in the California Penal Code. It's all in this article. Actually, we can get a link. Let me get that. If you guys want to read this article, it's a lot of legalese and crap that, I generally don't care about, but I understand from my, history of being in banking. But what this comes down to is if this goes south, like if it goes against Apple, this could quite literally end loot boxes in the United States. Not just on mobile games, not just on Apple, just end it.
Which good riddance.
Well, good for a lot of things, but terrible for Dokkan players because our game is a loot box game.
Technically yes, but technically no. Because
it falls under the exact mechanics of how this penal code fits in. You invest real money and you get back something of value.
So, okay, so we need to specify, because this is where I think real people don't understand what video games are, right? These people who are making laws, they don't understand what the fuck anything is. Because a loot box and microtransactions are different. So, Dragonstones, microtransactions, not loot boxes.
Used to purchase a loot box.
No. Used for a lot of things.
Also used to purchase loot boxes, which
yes.
is the primary.
No, but that's not that. I promise you that Dokkan will get out of it because of that.
They won't.
They will.
They won't.
Okay, so example,
they can,
like...
Hold on. Let me read this. So, the specific sentence, okay, so what it says is not... Okay, I'm just going to read this file, right? It's part of the website, it's part of the article. It says, none of these elements can be in dispute. A player uses his iPhone, iPad, or computer with the downloaded game on it, so that's number 1 point. Number 2, the player pays real-world currency for the opportunity to open a loot box.
Oh, opportunity.
Technically, well, it's a very interesting way of saying it. Like, it can address that you're buying Dragonstones for the opportunity to open a loot box, or does it mean that you're only using the real world, or you're using real world currency to open a loot box, which isn't what's happening in Dokkan, like you said.
Yeah, that's my differential of the two.
It just comes down to how exactly is it addressed, because that's an easy loophole that any company can get around, because you're not buying the currency, you're not using dollars to summon on the banner. You're using dollars to buy Dragonstones, then to open either the loot box or summon on the banner.
I think you guys are getting bogged down in true semantics here. There's a lot of people in chat saying a banner is not a loot box. The loot box is the concept of getting something randomized that you don't know what it is after using real currency. Even if you purchase an intermediary currency in between, you are still using something of value to get something random. That's where this whole thing sits.
I don't disagree with you, but it comes down to how well, I don't disagree with you. It's a very high chance that this will go through. I mean, in terms of like affecting Dokkan and such. But it comes down to whether you can use it as a loophole, which is a different matter altogether, in my opinion. I don't think it'll be able to be used as a loophole, but it's potential, in my opinion. There is a chance. They'll obviously argue against it. Will it work? I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm just I don't know. It seems like loot boxes are scummy, right? We all know that. They're designed scummy so that you can get more money. And you can spend more money, they get more money, right? And that's the whole point, right? Dokkan is similar in that, but the primary, which is okay, because we're Dokkan players. Yes, the primary the point of Dragonstones is to summon, obviously, right? But I think Dokkan's been really smart. This might be from a legal perspective, that there are a multitude of options to use Dragonstones for that aren't loot boxes, like getting character space or stamina refreshes, shit like that, right? So in that aspect, these Dragonstones don't apply. Just because.
But then I'll also say it's the same thing. Based on what Alex said, then what about games like say CS:GO and stuff, which obviously have loot boxes, but you buy keys to open up the loot boxes?
And do the keys do any other point? Serve any others?
No.
Okay, then no. See, that's different. Because that's their whole point.
But it's still kind of like Dragonstones then. Well, yes, Dragonstones also, obviously increase box space and stamina, as we know, but it's still its primary purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, it could very well happen, and it does still technically apply, but it also technically doesn't apply too. It's two sides. Both of them are right. That's all I'm saying.
Ignore Dragonstones for a second. All right.
Okay.
Let's take this back to Dokkan.
Sure.
And you pay real money for a ticket from Pilaf's Trove to summon on a banner. It does absolutely nothing else. That in and of itself puts it inside the purview.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
100%.
Pilaf's Trove is okay. Sure.
Okay. So no matter what, whether it's for Dragonstones or for Pilaf's Trove, even this game will come under the microscope and the purview of this investigation, since Apple hosts the Dokkan program. So if Apple loses this lawsuit, bad things will happen to the entire industry, because the entire industry lives on these loot box microtransactions.
Well,
it's not just mobile games. You've got console games, you've got PC games. EA is going to go down the shithole if this goes against Apple.
EA already went down the shithole because of that.
And Battlefront 2 was destroyed. I mean, Battlefront 2 is where.
But can you imagine what's going to happen to the industry if the United States outlaws the loot box mechanic?
100%. Ultimate Team.
Yeah, if they do. If they do, companies. This has been going on the internet like for quite some time. Basically, it got really noticeable in the real world from legal teams and stuff with Star Wars Battlefront and EA, right? That was huge. And like companies started going to legal, like, and mostly in Europe, right? Like Belgium and other countries. They went to it hard, and they were like, this is gambling, this is illegal, you have to be above a certain age, we got to shut this down, we can't, because you can't, like, manage it, you can't be for sure if they're 18, because if you're an adult, you can gamble, right? But you can't, it's a video game, so it's really hard to, even if the game's rated M, kids still play it, right? So since kids can access it in some fashion, it has to be filed under a gambling law. So a lot of countries have already started talking about loot boxes and microtransactions in general, if it's okay for kids to do it. It opens the door to gambling. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day, and that's a whole bag of worms. But
the thing is, I'm just reading this article, and it's like they're gonna, if they do go through this, like you said, Alec, it's gonna be very disastrous to not only games like Dokkan, but it says, okay, it can extend to free replays, additional playing time, redemption tickets, gift cards, game credits, and so on and so forth. That's like 99%. Which means it includes your
stamina refresh.
That's like 90% of
all current gaming.
Store, like Candy Crush, even candy games like Candy Crush, Raid Shadow Legends, everything will just go down under.
This is a big deal.
Microtransaction-wise,
it's a big deal, but I'll also admit it's going to destroy an industry, and I don't think it'll go through. And that's my point, is like, certain games will still be alive, but then you're destroying a whole store. You're destroying a full industry of like developers and publishers. It's not gonna go through in that sense, in my opinion.
Well, okay, so even if it doesn't go to the extent that it's going to destroy the industry, it can go to the extent that it cripples the ability to monetize these games, which will then make it less. There will be less incentive for developers to be jumping on these mobile platforms. So things like, seriously, Bandai could just say, okay, we can't make the money we used to make. We're not going to hit that. We're not going to double up our $2 billion that we've already made. Screw it. We've gotten the money. We're out.
Potentially.
True.
I mean,
Possible. It's
I'm not
impossible.
saying it's going to happen. I just want everyone to be aware that it's possible, to be aware of this. Like, we spend a lot of our time just playing the game, just having fun, paying attention to Dokkan News, but this is an actual news story about litigation in a business that can affect the game that we play. So this is one of those stories that you should probably pay attention to, just to be aware. Not necessarily that it's going to completely reshape everything, but that has the chance to.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. It's a possibility. I was reading a bit last night, and obviously right now as well, while you guys were discussing it. I just don't. I just think like the ramifications are too great to let it go through. The most I expect is that they're gonna have to figure out a way to control it a lot more, which is again a very hard thing to do, and it's not impossible, but it's a very very hard thing to regulate. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. I don't know. It's a very very it's a very dicey situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Like, no one's arguing that. It just, I don't know if it's going to like totally crumble Dokkan and our entire lives are ruined because of it. You know, they'll find some way to monetize it. They have to. They're a business. They'll learn or they'll die. And I assume they don't want to die anytime soon. It's super popular. So,
This article was posted
5 days ago.
5
Yeah.
days ago, yeah. Thursday of
Yeah.
last week.
so I mean, at the very least, this is going to take months to fully go through anyway, and then maybe many more months after that before it actually gets implemented.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Um,
saying this is immediate down the pipeline, but that's why I'm saying we should be paying
Yeah,
attention
no,
to this.
yeah, I know.
because-
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that
And-
companies have been trying to do this for gaming for years now, but to no avail. So if it's gonna happen, it's either gonna happen like right the fuck now, overnight, or it's not gonna happen for years from now. It's really hard to say, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
Just be aware. I mean,
Just be aware. Yeah, yeah.
My only come up from this is anybody with children. If you wouldn't trust a kid with a credit card, don't give them your credit card information.
It's that fucking simple.
but it's not about
It's not that,
about
though.
kids and credit cards though. This is beyond that. This is about a company's legal responsibility for the games that they host on their platform. Like before
Whoa.
it was people trying to take down developers, like people going against EA, people going against direct developers. This legal suit right here is based on the California Penal Code, and it outlines things that Apple clearly does according to the California Penal Code that violates the law. Like, there are indisputable things that they list. So, a machine, aperture, or device, your phone. Something of value is given to play, your money. The player may receive something of value by element of chance.
Yeah,
That's everything that you do.
gambling stuff.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what loot boxes are. That's what you're doing with your Dragonstones.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you summon.
Yeah, so Ty is right, though, and because this is primarily for children. That's why. That's why it's a big
No.
deal.
This
Well,
is
and
not.
that-
This is
no.
about.
So
Never mind.
I get what you're saying, Alec, and I agree in the sense, no matter what, if you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't be gambling in the first place.
Exactly.
However, the whole point that I'm saying is that this whole thing has been going around for years, and the reason being is because there were many instances where there was a kid who got a game that in their, like, for them being 10, the ESRB rating didn't apply apparently because their mom doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
Which I have my many opinions on that as well.
Yeah, that's another discussion.
The mom bought them the game that has the fucking loot boxes. The mom gave them the credit card to buy stuff on there for said loot boxes, or the kid convinced their mom. They bought thousands of dollars worth of loot boxes to try and get the thing that they wanted. The mom
Mhm.
got mad and made a big fucking issue saying that it wasn't her kid's fault, it was the game's fault.
Yep.
That's my point.
Or the mom didn't give the kid the credit card because every single one of these online systems require that you have a credit card on there to keep yourself online if you're allowing your game to play online. So the kid just used the card that was attached to the system by rule of the people who make the system.
Yeah.
But you would still have to get that credit card information from your parents or partner.
You don't actually have to though, because like with my Switch, okay, so my Nintendo Online is run through my wife's debit card. That's what pays for it. At any time, without her permission, I can jump into the App Store, and since her card is saved to my Switch, I don't ever have to ask. I can just use her credit card and buy a game if I want to.
But then you could also turn that around and also put a password on the credit card being used, which is what I've done.
Which is why how Xbox got away with it when a kid spent $5,000 on NBA character cards packs. He spent $5,000 and Xbox did not refund it to him because he said, "Oh, you could have put a password on," and that was what they did, and that was the whole conversation.
You could put a limit on these cards as well. These days, you can put especially if you're giving a credit card to your kid.
Yeah, but
specifically, there's limits to how much you can give them.
That's not even really part of the conversation, honestly. Parents could be better parents. It's just the point is.
But it's like you can't expect companies to do everything and not tell the parents to also take care of their own kids. It's like saying, "Oh, your kid went and beat up another kid for no reason." That's
it's like, exactly.
Well, you didn't teach him not to at least respect other people, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, the point is,
it comes down to a balance of both. For sure, companies can do better, and they have been arguably. But at the same time, parents should also do better.
Yes, it's not... Okay, I think we're
getting off track.
No, we're not really knowing what the fuck this is for. The whole point is it's gambling. That's the point. It doesn't... That's the whole legal basis of this, is that it's gambling. In some fashion. Now, gambling laws are really, really, really specific. For a reason. So that casinos and stuff can get away with stuff because they're really, 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 really specific, right? For a reason. So, loot boxes are gambling, duh. But the law is so specific that they don't include that yet, right? Because it's too new. The laws were made before they existed, right? So they're not included because it's different. So, the first hurdle they have to make is that loot boxes are indeed gambling legally, right? That's issue number one. If that passes, and that gives a lot of countries it has, right? If that alone passes, then that means kids can't play. Or either one, kids can't play, which obviously companies aren't going to let that fly because kids are arguably most of, if not, at least half of most video game communities, right? So you either blacken off half of your sales or you just take it out so that people can play your game, right? So that's issue number one. Is gambling, or loot boxes gambling, right? Number one. Number two, how do we implement that to make it fair so you get a certain amount of things? They could keep loot boxes in there just to where it's not so random, I guess, or where you're guaranteed to get something.
I'm gonna stop you right here, though,
I don't know,
Trevor, because the lawsuit's not about gambling; it's about predatory practices by
no,
Apple.
It literally says it right here. Let me.
A class action lawsuit,
including children to engage in gambling and similar addictive conduct. That's what it says right there.
But they're not arguing the gambling; they're arguing the predatory practices.
That's what gambling is.
No, that is not what they're arguing.
Gambling's the base.
What Alec is trying to say, and what this whole lawsuit is about, is that Apple is encouraging that behavior by allowing these apps to exist on the App Store.
It's not about the gambling. It's about the
not about the gambling.
Implementing the program in the first place.
Yeah, like why are they allowing the app knowing that it is encouraging or having these features in their App Store? It's what's happening here. It's not about, why is this, you just shut down this game or this game. It's Apple suffering because they are allowing it to exist. So.
Right. They're basically, this class action lawsuit is taking Apple to task for even allowing any of these types of games to exist. whether they have loot boxes or you have free, or you get your replays, the playing time, the redemption tickets, gift cards, game credits, or anything with a value, monetary or otherwise. It's not specifically about the gambling. It's about the
It's
predatory
basically
practices
if
in employing the store.
what they're trying to do is just basically take down transactions. Is effectively what they're saying. That's basically it. It's as simple as that. I've kind of realized that it's just they're trying to take down that's why I said they're trying to take down 90% of the App Store, because otherwise
Right.
technically gambling doesn't apply to Candy Crush. But if you look at what they've said with the, as I said, with the game time and replayability and credits and stuff like that, even games like Candy Crush will go down under. Temple Run, Angry Birds, all of these old games as well as newer games, be it gacha or not, will, as a result, I think the only games that will exist will be the ones that you can buy from the get-go, basically, or like off top. That's the only games that will be.
Yeah, they won't
I
make
mean,
It's hard to say what this will end up being in the long run, but for what it is right now, this is a different way to go about what they've been trying to do for years, which is why I want to bring it up. It's newsworthy in the sense that they're not going after the gambling part; they're going after the practices of the people providing the outlet for the developers. If they take down
Oh.
Apple, there's no one to host those games, is what I'm saying. This is a huge ramification, because if the predatory practices by Apple just simply allowing the games to exist, if they're considered violation of the law, Google Play Store, Apple, Steam, Epic Game Store, to some extent the Nintendo Online Store, your PlayStation, anything that provides a game that has these mechanics in it, you could literally see, depending on the way this goes, and I don't necessarily think it's going to go this way, you could see the end of the industry as we know it. The industry would have to completely change the way it monetizes. It would have to completely change the way it forms.
I
It's
see.
not
So
about
they're
gambling.
attacking Apple specifically,
Yes, which
Like-
is why that makes it a big deal.
like people attacked AEA when they did it, and it became known. I
Right,
see.
Except for the difference here is EA is a publisher.
Well, yeah,
whereas
yeah.
Apple,
Apple
is
is-
a provider for
Okay,
multiple publishers.
in that aspect, they can argue all they want, but they're not going to take down fucking Apple. Like, no fucking way.
Not my Epic Games.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
are you kidding me? Like, no way. They would literally destroy video games, period. You could never buy a video game, period, unless it was physically from the store. And you paid $60 for it, and there was no DLC or microtransactions at all. That's the only way that could ever happen. And that is a giant law, and it would ruin video games, period. That would never happen. Ever.
You can't say never, dude. There
I
was
mean,
a time when
I
they
guess-
thought
I
that
guess
the
not.
housing bubble would never burst. And then 2008 happened. I mean, it's boring stuff, it's legalese stuff, it's not stuff that the average Dokkan player cares about, but it's stuff that I feel is important enough that we should bring it to the average Dokkan player.
like
Yeah.
like I know it's a very old, it's a very very big topic, and I think it's more so like I know, and you know, as you mentioned, it's something that needs time. I think that's the best way to put it. We're not gonna get anything from this just immediate lawsuit. We'll probably have to
I
wait
love
for
how
a
we've
couple
spent like
months.
20 minutes talking about this, and in the notes it says we're just going to cover this briefly.
Well,
Does
no,
it say
because
that?
the thing is like yeah, it says that. The thing is, you have to
Oh.
also remember that this is a very very it's not an easy topic to talk about because we don't know much, and plus on top of that, we've had experience with other games having to go through the same situation. But the problem is we don't know how it'll apply, because the way they've stated it just applies to literally 90% of the App Store, like I've mentioned. It's just we don't know what's gonna happen. Are Apple gonna let say yes to this, which I highly doubt, because a bunch of Apple's revenue comes from these games, especially via taxing and stuff like that.
Jama.
I doubt it.
Back to
in
playing
my opinion,
PS2
but
games.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I've said my piece on this, and
I think we
It's
have
just,
just an
yeah.
idea. It's just something that we have to kind of keep an eye out for. Obviously, over time.
I mean,
out-
this will be giant
yeah.
news. This will be all over Twitter if it actually happens. So
Yep.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
outside of the fact that we spent way longer on this than I intended to, this was literally just a hey, heads up, pay attention to this, because in the future it could possibly mean something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if this law passes and Apple gets shut down, then
Now
I might not
don't-
play video
like,
games ever
even-
again.
even
that'd be
even if Apple
unfortunate.
loses this lawsuit, there is still a very good possibility that it won't cripple the industry. What it would mean is that there would have to be reform to the industry, which means the government would step in and start regulating things. They've been trying to avoid this since the 90s when they created the ESRB. There's a whole history of this. So just, I mean, pay attention to the news. I mean, I'm not sure how much we're going to see. GameIndustry.biz has good articles for this stuff. I've linked the article again in the chat. But with that being said, we should probably move on to token-related stuff.
Let's move
Yeah.
on to happier news.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so we're on to our chat discussion now.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay,
We're in
Go
head-
for it.
so that was fun, huh?
See, this one I'm gonna have fun with because I've got a lot to say on this topic. But go ahead. Let's
Okay,
go.
so I have Gresh's tweet pulled up here about this, but we'll just go general. So it looks like Global and JP are closer in content than they ever have been in the past. Global is only missing Kefla and Dual Dokkan Festival and Gotenks. So is it possible that the games could merge, at least timeline-wise, or fold together into one Dokkan game? What are y'all thoughts? Garesh tweeted, I know we've said this countless times about in the past, but Dokkan really seems like we are trying to get Global and JP on the same page. I don't believe we've ever been this close before if you look at everything JP has that Global does not. And he says more on this later, and then him and The Truth came out with a video about it. But chat, what are your thoughts? Panelists, what are your thoughts?
I want to
So-
see what I want to see. Okay, go for it. You can go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this has been something that I've been saying since I think 2-3 podcasts ago. Like, it just hit me like a sudden burst of just like blah. Like, wait, we only have the Dual Dokkan Fest and the Kefla outside of 5th year that we're missing at this point. Personally, for me, and this is what I think might happen. I don't think they're gonna merge completely. I think there's a chance that what will happen is we'll still kind of get like Global first and JP first every once in a while.
Yep.
But what I think is the two celebrations that are going to cause this issue, or cause the Global first or JP first or whatever, is anniversary will happen on JP in January. The anniversary is still going to happen for Global on July. I think they're not going to link up those anniversaries. And then we're going to get a Global first in January, and then JP is going to get that in July. And then obviously Golden Week is a big thing for, JP. The only thing that I could say is that possibly Golden Week will kind of merge in the sense like for Global, and the reason being is that a lot of other gacha games actually celebrate globally Golden Week. Danmachi being one of them. Like I talk about Danmachi a lot because it's my second game outside of Seven Deadly Sins. But Golden Week is actually celebrated a lot in different gacha games globally, not just on JP.
Can I intervene on the Danmachi part?
Mhm.
You can't compare Danmachi to Dokkan or any other gacha because Danmachi is effectively has the same schedule since the start of the game for both JP and Global. It's already together. So you can't really compare it because you celebrate JP's anniversary on NA. You celebrate Global's anniversary on NA and JP. So you can't really compare the two because they celebrate everything together already.
But you can solely for the fact that globally Golden Week don't mean shit to us.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I don't disagree with you on that completely, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not. You can't compare it purely because, again, like, what is JP's anniversary to us? Not
Nothing.
much. It's not much to us technically for us on the global version. Yet we celebrate it on Danmachi because JP matters more on Danmachi. Let's be honest. You know that, and I know that, having played Danmachi for nearly 3 years. So yeah, that's just my point. Is like I think Danmachi is not a fair comparison, personally.
I could say it from a broad perspective on my end. I can just because of the fact that they're both gacha games that
Fair
both have a JP and a global side. Like
Fair
at any
enough.
time they can have separate celebrations at any time, but they don't because it's stupid to have separate celebrations. In my opinion, you should be merging the celebrations together. You should be merging the games together. But my overall point is not to say like just Danmachi. I'm talking about all gacha games for the most
Mhm.
part.
Yep,
all of
fair
them
enough.
have the same celebrations. All of them have like the same shit going. The only thing that I could say for Global versus JP is that I could see JP keeping Golden Week and Global not. However, I would like to see, even then, Global gets Golden Week and it's just named differently on the Global side or something along those lines. You could name it, whatever in fact. But I'm pretty sure that when it comes to both JP and Global, the anniversaries are not going to change. It's not. But I could see 90% of the games like kind of linking together when it comes to the timeline.
And
Go ahead.
and that's where my problem kind of begins. I mean, thankfully it doesn't happen in Dokkan that much, so it's not that much of a problem. If you're keeping the anniversaries separate, but you're doing the rest of the celebrations together, wouldn't there be a possibility, and this is just a question, obviously, I mean, and it was one of my points anyways, but it's a question to you guys anyways. What if, say, there's a unit that comes out that's better than the anniversary units on JP right after the anniversary, or like a month or two after, or let's say for Saiyan Day brings it out. Wouldn't that inherently affect the anniversary unit sales? Or say something else comes out immediately after JP's anniversary? Well, then what's the point of summoning on JP's anniversary or the global anniversary if the units aren't any good anymore?
I mean,
It's hypothetical. It's a hypothetical situation. It's hard to happen. Of course, we know anniversary units end up being amazing for a long time, but hypothetically.
So kind of for me, I wanna understand what you're saying. Is it that more so like within the time between JP's anniversary to
Yeah.
global
So say
anniversary?
between January to July, they release an amazing unit, like nothing like Kill and Caulifla levels, and they release like say 2 to 3 of them, give or take.
Mhm.
What is the point of summoning on anniversary at that point? Obviously, for some it might be their favorite characters and whatnot. Fair enough. But overall, if you're going for gameplay value and say they invalidate the anniversary units, hypothetically, what's the point of summoning on anniversary anymore?
I could tell you
You're
in the
losing out on sales on the global version at least.
I could tell you like when it comes to like for me how long I've been playing Dokkan myself, I have never seen them do that to where they invalidated the anniversary units.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a hypothetical situation. The only time they kind of did it was Kale and Caulifla, but even then it was only one unit. And same with Gobros. They technically did it with Gobros. That was actually people very underestimated Gobros very badly, and then realized, oh wait, they're technically better than Gogeta and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta. Sorry.
I don't remember anybody saying that those units were like underestimated.
Oh no. They were for like a solid month. The first month they came out, people like Truth and everybody slated Gobros. They weren't popular at all. I remember it vividly.
Go back and read or watch Truth's video where he talked about them being the worst unit in the game.
He literally put them on the wrong team and said they were shit.
Yep.
Literally, I'm not even joking.
It was such a terrible video.
It was such a bad video, and
Yeah,
I was like,
he did
I
own
was
up
the
to
only,
the L on that
I
one
think
later.
I think I and a couple of others. I don't know about you guys whether you backed GoPros, but I remember vividly backing GoPros and everybody in chat yelling at me saying that Truth said it was bad. They're bad, and I'm like, look, they aren't as bad as you guys think they are. And lo and behold, they are better than Goku and Vegeta, arguably.
Arguably, yep.
Yeah, no, like
So it happens, and what if that happens?
yeah, if
That's
it
my point.
happens, it's one of those things that's like, but at the same time, like they're already doing that. Like if I didn't see Truth's video on that, so that maybe it's just maybe it's just me not paying attention at certain times.
That's
but
fair.
When it comes to the situation that you're prescribing, it would be one time instead of multiple times during the year. Because think about it. You know, you had the Kale Khalifa, and then you had the Go Bros, and everyone's like, oh no, save for Kale Khalifa, fuck the Go Bros. And then come to find out the Go Bros happen. If, let's say I put but think of it this way. Hypothetically, in that same instance, like what if we kept it the same? And then 3 times out of the year it did that instead. Like this would reduce that possibility and only do it for
Fair enough.
And
I
at the
think
same
if they're
time,
going to merge the games, they need to merge the games. They need to not have anything different at all. Otherwise, we're still going to have Global Shaft and JP Shaft conversations, and
Oh, I
it's
don't-
not going to solve the problem in the community, which is why the community wants the games merged together.
I don't disagree with you on that one. I think at least the quality of life updates should be at the same time. 100%.
My
But
thing
then-
is, if we're going to merge the games, merge them completely. But here's the thing: it's never going to happen.
yeah, they're never gonna.
That's not gonna happen because. And one more thing you have to also remember. You have to remember that if you look at, you just said we just spoke about Danmachi. Let's talk about the other gacha game you mentioned, SDS. Look at them rushing their games. I don't think. I mean, they've done a good job in recovering some. What's the best way? Publicity or some face, I guess, in making the celebrations much better than how they handled the JP anniversary on on the other side of the pond, or the other side of the game, I should say. But when they were pumping out units weekly, and they still are kind of pumping out units weekly, it's not fun for a lot of people. And say they try and catch up. Obviously, we're what you mentioned, Kefla, and Gotenks and what's his face?
Boo.
Who's the other one? Majin Buu. Yeah, there we go. I forgot Majin Buu. Are the only ones left. We still have the potential for global first is of course a thing. I think they're gonna cover that. And then on top of that, we still have this Tanabata celebration that JP is gonna get. I see them not catching up in terms of banners. On the other hand, EZAs, I see them catching up. I do believe this is what they're trying to do here is setting up, especially the download celebration, to have the first 120% lead EZAs, and we'll both have them together.
That would
Is my expectation. Or, and this was an idea that I had earlier on when I was just going through the notes, was have global have SSJ for Goku's EZA, JP get Vegeta's EZA, or vice versa. Or Gotenks, Kid Buu, depending on the celebration. Like as I said, it could be Gogeta Shenron, Gotenks, or Kid Buu, Goku, whatever it is, for the download celebration. But I don't see banners catching up. I think I think that's one I don't see catching up at all. I do believe they're just catching up in terms of banners just so that they can start doing more global firsts. Personally,
It's highly possible. Like, obviously, this could definitely go one of two ways. We're gonna get a lot of global firsts this year, and then we're gonna finally get the Kefla and the Gotenks and Boo later on, or and this is personally for me, I at least want it, like on my end, because I want to be surprised sometimes.
oh for
I
sure.
would,
100%.
I don't.
I would like.
I can
for
understand that.
merch. I would. Well, not merch. I don't know if merch is the correct term. I would still say like catch up the banners, but then give us some global first afterwards, and then that way in January they have their 5th year.
So-
We got something to be hyped about, and then when we have
Okay,
our 5th
well,
year,
good luck
they
out
have
there.
something to be hyped about. You know.
Hmm?
So
I
without-
think
Oh, go ahead.
personally, okay, so this is a personal thing. Obviously, I was just talking about the business side of things, and reasons why they wouldn't want to do that. Personally, I wouldn't want to do it purely because as a collector, I'd like to know what I want to collect, so it makes my life a lot easier. As simple as that. Obviously, Global First kind of ruined that. Thanks so much, Akatsuki. But that's my personal thought. Yeah, and just to add on to the point is, I just don't see it happening purely because say the Tanabata celebration happens, it's gonna happen next month. We're gonna get say Kefla in between the download celebration and anniversary, right? Assuming this is an assumption. Then we get the Tanabata unit after download celebration, and then thank you celebration in December or in November, and then December is Global First Christmas. We're back to kind of square one. Effectively, we're behind them still. So I just don't see it happening purely because of that reason. Like it automatically, if you think about it, based on banners and the planning, we'll still be back to square one, purely based on the banners release.
So going off of that, last year from July until the end of the year, JP had 13 banners, Global had 10. 2 of those were shared celebrations. So that means JP is going to be 3 banners ahead. It's even going to be worse than last year because 2 of those 3 banners last year for JP were global first units. Any global first unit that's been released so far, JP already has before the 5-year. So last year in July, they got Go Bros and Broly, both of which were global first. That's 2 banners they're going to have to fill right there. Plus, at the end of July, they got Physical Piccolo. Then right before the download celebration last year, they got the Waifu Double Rates banner with launch in Oceania Shenron. Then we came into the download celebration. After that, let's see here, that was Gohan and Cell and the Androids top LR banner. So after that, in October, they got 2 banners, In Future Gohan and Strength Cooler. In November, they got 3 banners, while we only got 1. In December, they got 2 banners when we got 2. They will be ahead by the end of the year. This happens every year. By the time we get to our anniversary, we're really, really close in content. Well, we're celebrating all these big things in joint, like the 5-year anniversary. They're still getting stuff over there.
You have to remember as you said, the anniversary celebration is usually a month and a half, nearly 2 months sometimes. So automatically they've got 2 banners on us there. So
I mean, between July and August of last year, they had 5 banners.
There you go then. Jesus Christ.
July had Go Bros, then Broly, then Piccolo. August had the Waifu Double Rates and the download celebration, the first part of the download celebration. So in a matter of 8 weeks, they had 5 banners.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't.
We're not catching up to that.
Like we say, global gets this huge wave of units, but that's mainly because we get so many celebrations. But technically, if you think about it, JP does get a lot more banners then. Yeah.
I mean, it regardless of like what I want, I know it's a pipe dream. But as a Dokkan player, like I love the hint of surprise in the sense that I like banners and when stuff's released at the same time. So I'm always all for at least the merging. However, I know like that won't probably happen.
Yeah,
I just want it to happen.
No, I don't disagree with you. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. It depends on how it's done, of course. Like, as I said, I absolutely... Like, one thing I'm not a huge fan of SDS doing is just this immense pumping out of banners ridiculously at a pace that nobody enjoys it at, to be honest, apart from people who actually can spend the money on the game or, don't care too much and it's like a side game or something. But I will maintain, like, I do believe, at least as mentioned, I think EZAs will kind of have to merge up or they'll have to do something slightly different for EZAs because we've caught up in EZAs drastically quickly and at a rapid pace. But banners, I just don't see happening, sadly.
I think what really sparked it was not only, like, last year we weren't paying attention to how close Global and JP were. But I think it is with the EZAs how closely we have caught up, and that's what's kind of put it in perspective how close these celebrations are, and that's why.
What definitely helped the close up was definitely the first EZAs, the global first EZAs, 100%. And that was a huge advantage we got, and one reason why we caught up so quickly. If we didn't have those, I don't think we would be caught up either, to be honest.
Yeah. But that's what I think really did like seal the deal and people going, wow, this is actually kind of possible. I still say, for me personally, I still say it's possible, but it's one of those things where it's such a low percentage that I don't think it's going to happen, but it's possible. It's one of those things I can't sit here and say it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean it's a chance. That's pretty much for everything. There's a chance for everything, so you're not wrong in that sense, at least for sure.
Yeah.
But as you said, low chance. Don't see it happening, and like mentioned, it's not like JP will rush away sooner rather than later. So we'll be back to square one.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you can go back and look. I mean, websites like DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki keep track of all this stuff. You can literally trace the timeline back and see how close we were last year at the 4-year, and again at the 3-year before that, and the 2-year before that. Like this is.
Sorry for interrupting. I was just trying to recall from last year. How close were we in terms of EZAs last year? Because I remember last year as well, we were really close in EZAs at a point, and then it just spread away again.
You mean like when they dicked us on Janemba for like 9.5 months?
I think it was Janemba. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. We were missing Janemba, but apart from that, we were like super close in terms of EZs, and then we got the Janemba
Yep.
EZA, and then we went back again in time and was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, and I
kinda
think
thing. Yeah,
that'll
yeah,
happen
fair enough.
again because along with all those banners, we get celebrations, like all those extra banners that JP is going to get, the 3 extra that they get between now and the end of the year compared to us, if it holds true to last year. There's going to be EZAs, and there's going to be other things that are added, other content that's added. That's just going to put us further and further behind in areas of those particular content. I am 100% against merging the games.
Same.
I'm not a, I don't, if in terms of, well, it depends on how you classify merging. If you mean put it on the same server, I'm against that for sure, because world tournament and stuff will become even more of a hell and not fun to do. But also in terms of content wise, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of merging either, but I'll allow certain things, like I said, quality of life updates, certain EZAs events, sure. But apart from that, no, I'm happy with our once a year merge celebration with the download celebration, and yeah, move on from there.
Yeah, when I hear them talking about merging the timelines, I think JP and Global are going to get everything at the same time.
Like, to be honest, if you think about it, 6 months isn't even that big of a deal, to be honest. I mean, this is coming from somebody who plays FCO, so obviously I have a worse experience of having a 2-year gap between Global's content or NA's content versus JP's content. But 6 months isn't that bad, to be honest, at the end of the day.
I mean, and really for some things, it's not even 6 months. I mean,
quality of life updates come really quickly.
Those do, and like even some banner content comes faster. Look at LR, Nappa, and Vegeta. They just came out in April.
True. Same with arguably Beerus as well. March to June. They always do the March and April banners really quickly. Kid Goku last year as well. So yeah, it's not possible.
If you look back far enough, all I'm saying is this is all part of a cycle. This has all happened before, and people who are freaking out saying, "Oh my God, we're gonna merge, we're gonna be the same." I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think it's just that we're this close for the first time that people are
taking notice.
Yeah,
that's really just your sudden awareness does not mean that the games are gonna merge.
Exactly. I think it was see, the thing is, well, it's not sudden. I think this happens, like you said, every year. People notice and then they forget. It's kind of what's happening here. Or it's new players coming in and they're like, "Oh, look, we're close for the first time," and it's like, not really, but sure, we'll run with that notion, kind of thing.
Yeah, and the big names don't help any by saying that as well.
Like I love Gorish, I love Truth, but some of the things they say can be a bit extreme or exaggerated, I should say.
The video, I think it was it Goresh and Truth or was it Nolar and Truth? Anyway, whichever video it was that I watched after I put this in my show notes. I'm only a little bitter about that.
It's back here. I looked at it earlier.
But whichever video it was, whoever it was that was talking, one of them took the stance that they don't really want it to happen, and Truth took the stance that he wants it to happen, which is fair, whatever. So now I've already said that I don't want this to happen, but if it did happen, the question is when. And I think it would be January, and I think it would work like this. In January, when the 6 year hits JP, we would get those banners too. Okay? And then in July, when we would normally get our anniversary banner, we'd just get whatever the next download celebration one would be. Because
or an
if you think about it, there's no way we're going to have the 50 million people downloading every year to keep that up. So if they are going to merge the timelines, that's a perfect place to put that other celebration in.
Or well, an alternative is release 2 sets of anniversary banners if you're merging. I mean as mentioned, Danmachi celebrates
any different than
or you just make NA's anniversary or Global's anniversary irrelevant, because that's what Danmachi does. Danmachi just releases a weekly free banner and celebrates JP's anniversary on NA instead.
Yeah, which is why I figured what they would do is they would transition that quote-unquote download celebration, because we're not going to hit those marks every single year. But in order to maintain that we have that other celebration, they could just slap that where Global would usually have its anniversary, and then we'd celebrate the game's anniversary in January.
Possible. I mean, they
I
could
just feel like
also
that's
take
the
out-
cleanest way to do
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
I kind of did a little thing of a doodle. I went on DBZ Space. We're only technically 9 EZAs behind, and
Wait, 9 easy is now?
yeah, 9 EZAs now when Trunks comes out. And sorry.
Oh wait, we're including easy airs. Never mind. I'm being dumb. Sorry.
Oh fuck, that sucked.
You gonna live there, buddy?
I couldn't breathe for a second.
Oh,
So,
hopefully you're feeling good.
all right, back to being alive and clutter. So yeah, we're only 9 EZAs away, and so this is not including in Trunks that comes out in a few days. I'm not counting. So 5th year, we're getting free to play Kid Broly, free to play Kid Vegeta Raditz, and LR Black. Soon after, we're going to be getting the Extreme SBR to get that EZA LR Gohan. Then, obviously, like around that same time, we're getting Int Raditz as a easy area. Then, of course, we have the AGL Cooler and the Int Frieza that just got an EZA, and then Kale Caulifla that are getting EZAs. So 9 total. 3 of those being in 5th year, and 2 of those being like literally right after. So we're not too far behind. It just depends how many EZAs JP is going to release during 5th year, which, if I'm guesstimating, would probably be about 3 or 4.
And it depends on what ECAs they release as well.
Yeah. So, in a sense, we could still catch up in a way, because you got 3, 2, 2, and 2. So 3 during 5th year, that'll shorten it up, and during 5th year they release another 3. However, I see us kind of catching up in the sense with the 2, 2, and 2 if they only release 1 EZA each. So with that would bring us down to 6 separating us.
Well. The thing is, okay, so we'll get. You said we get 3 in anniversary, right? Total.
Yeah. In total.
Okay, then we get 2 with Kefla, assuming that's the next banner after.
Well, I'm talking about there's the 3, and then the 2 being the LR Gohan that comes from Extreme Super Battle Road.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Depending on when that releases for Global, that could actually release in 5th year, and that'd be insane. That'd be 4 EZAs released. But we don't know technically when Int Raditz is going to come. It's probably going to be soon. On top of that,
it's just that my thing is with us getting the download celebration in September to October, and then of course global first. We're definitely gonna get another global first for Christmas. Like it's become tradition at this point now. I just don't think we'll catch up purely based on those 2 big celebrations, because download celebration will take up the majority of the month. And it'll be on track. It'll be the same as JP, so there's no catching up technically happening there. We're just stagnated at a point. It's the 2 months after that'll just slow us down drastically, because we'll probably 3 months technically, because October will be Tanabata probably. Whatever Tanabata drops, we'll probably get it. Gotenks Senbu, and then the global first. In that same time, JP's probably gonna just dash away to its anniversary. Is my expectancy there.
my overall point, from what I'm saying, just so I can finish that up.
Sorry.
It's okay. The fact that there's a possibility of getting 4 EZAs right off the bat, that, and like I said, I'm just calculating and guesstimating that JP will probably get 3 EZAs during our 5th year.
Fair. Yeah.
Which would make sense, So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
At most we get 4, they get 3. We're already caught up by 1. That brings it down to 8. By the end of the year, I could see us being at least 6 to 7 away from them. I'm not saying that they'll not get more than what we're getting. Like, while we may get 2, they might release 3, or so on and so forth. Or they'll, do what they did like with the Golden Freezes. Release
fair enough.
just at random and be like, hey, here you go. Here's a couple extra funsies.
Yeah.
But with the 5th year right there, it's going to be as close as we're going to get for the time being.
That's fair. Yeah. It also comes down to as you said, it depends. Like you said, with the whole it depends on also what JP gets. it also comes down to, are we gonna get something maybe for Christmas? Are we gonna get more EZAs for Christmas? Because did we get any EZA for this Christmas? Our Christmas? With SGRSB Kauk and Goku?
I'd have to go back and look, but
I'm pretty sure.
I think we
Because,
did.
because I don't remember.
When
I
did
don't think we
when
got-
did when did VB come out?
Beginning of December.
Oh,
So somewhere in mid-December we would have gotten something, but I don't remember. In fact, the Kaioken Goku came out. I have it in my notes here.
was it
December 9th?
Agile Kaioken Goku?
No, the Strength Kaioken Goku.
Strength.
Yeah.
Oh no, was
about
that
EZA.
EZA part of it?
I don't know.
The,
Just
the
asking.
I'm checking Christmas, Merry Christmas by campaign right now.
That's why I've been kind of not in this conversation because I don't know timelines for shit.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'm just kind of keeping my eye out of it. Yeah. I just go with whatever the game decides to give me.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here, bro.
Like, let's be real here. The main conversation we've been talking about is this Chicken Run sequel on Netflix.
Oh, we got Tech Golden. We got Tech Golden Frieza was the other one that they delayed. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I would say we got the EZA in February for that Blue Kaioken Goku. So no.
It was Tech Golden Frieza that we got. It started
Yeah.
on the 19th of December and ended on 5th of January.
Mhm.
So yeah, it depends on what we get during that period as well.
I will say
Yeah.
though, like the good thing to take from this is, even if we don't fully catch up, guys, like at least for now in the foreseeable future, I don't see us having a long stint of not getting a certain EZA. Ancient Nimba, Golden Frieza.
Those are. Even back then when it was a problem and we had longer waits, those were still outliers.
Yeah.
Those were obscenely long waits. They were not the average thing.
Now we're to a point to where these ones will not take too long to come out. you
Right.
know. So
Everything's
it's-
going to feel more streamlined, but we're still going to be behind.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
what I kind of see from this, is that it's not going to be like, we're not going to catch up fully, but we're going to be to where like we're not going to be waiting a year for a certain fucking EZA to come out. Do I sound salty?
no, not really.
Not really.
You
I can
sound like
understand
someone's
where
been
you're
playing
coming from
Dokkan for
for
years.
sure.
So.
All right.
It's an interesting thing to happen. It's just a question of if Akatsuki are willing to do it, which I don't think they are. I just think this is just to set up more global firsts, if anything, personally, because of how much they've been emphasizing on Dokkan now and global firsts. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've only had 2 of those Dokkan Nows. I was expecting them to announce one for the 5-year.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm expecting one for next week or end of next week or something like, or maybe like 6th or 7th July maybe.
And we'll see how that goes.
Speaking of 5th year,
Yeah. What about the 5th year?
What about 15?
Yeah, what about it? What are we talking about? I thought we were saving that for the hype show. Talking about 5-year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, all 5-year stuff is for the hype show
Oh.
for next week, which we'll talk about that at the end. Of today's
Look,
show.
Ty's so excited. He's like, I want to talk about it now. I want to talk about it right now.
I was talking about the special announcements thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no,
we
these
skipped
have
Q&A?
nothing to do with 5-year. Well, we're just gonna do these special announcements first, since you have that screen up and we have to use websites for this for the special announcements this time. We'll just go ahead and
Read our
switch-
chat, Trevor.
switch back.
Jesus, wow.
Switch back to the
God,
grid.
it was
screen.
5 seconds. Calm down. Fucking delay over here. Okay, so yeah, so I guess we'll show off our. Is that what we're doing? Season 2 intro.
So, yeah. Well, no, not the intro yet. Show the overlay. I sent you that in
Oh,
Discord
god damn it, all the balls.
because I forgot to put it in the show notes. Show notes. Show nuts.
Show nuts.
They're gonna literally see my files now.
Tyster, push the button. No, not files. Just click the link in Discord. I put a link in there for you to just click on it.
Told me to push the button.
Yes, because I said not.
Pinned a message.
No. In the production chat, there's a link. You can just click on
My
it.
fuck. Yay!
There we go. It's just a shame that JMO crashed, because this would be a perfect opportunity to show JMO some love, because he created this monster.
Yeah, this looks nice.
I see
It's-
what you did there. The monster drink right there.
So Season 2, we're gonna move towards a studio style overlay. That main screen in the middle is where you're gonna see websites. So when we have like the Dokkan Wiki and stuff up, it's gonna be in the center. Left side, the left window, we're gonna have our Discord overlay. That's where you'll also see who our guest is. It'll be up on that window, and then chat will be on the right window. So that's gonna be our basic layout for every episode, starting in July. I say starting in July because you guys saw the overlay that we're using for next week's episode last week.
Neither.
But yeah, shout out to JMO. He went through and he put some details in here that are specifically to us. You guys can see the drinks on there. Obviously, Trevor is Mountain Dew. I mean, if you guys
I'm
didn't
drinking it
know
right
that,
now.
I was like, you haven't been watching this show for more than a week. Tystra is the can of Monster.
I finished mine
JMO,
minutes ago.
JMO is our bottle of water, and I am the Global Gang coffee mug because I drink so much coffee.
Hey man, I respect it. Coffee's the best drink to have.
Right on. So like I said, this is going to be the new layout starting in July. I've played with it a little bit. There's still some tweaking we need to do, but I'm pretty excited about it. What do you guys think about it?
I like it a lot. I just
Yeah,
like
I'm
the,
down.
Cool, man.
I like the little details. Obviously, you know, the wood finish for the table looks really good. He did a really good job on capturing that.
Yeah.
And then obviously the drink selections, because you guys know us, you know, like at this point, these are our drinks. This is a part of a representation, I guess. But yeah, no, I totally dig it. It's gonna be awesome to see when we actually put the stuff in there, and then it comes to life even more. Like,
Yeah.
But this is fantastic.
We had a test run this weekend. Well, by test run I mean it was me, and I was having my wife type in chats while I was doing things on the thing. But I mean, I've got the Discord overlay working, so now you'll see our Discord icons, and you'll see, you know, when one of us is talking, it will outline who it is. Not that you guys don't know who we are anyway, but it'll help for when new people show up. But yeah, this is the new overlay. Round of applause for JMO, even though he's not here, because much love to JMO.
I don't know when JMO left, but bye.
I think
Yeah.
he crashed.
Oh.
He dipped out. I don't think he like dipped out on us. I think his internet just died.
Oh, what a
His internet got fucked up.
motherfucker.
But yeah, if you want to move on to the intro, I specifically chose the intro for your episodes.
Okay. We're gonna pause my music here.
Oh hell yeah!
All right. So this is. I know my screen's cut off a little bit on that left side. Maybe I can.
Just full
That
screen
works.
it.
That okay.
Does that work? Can you see it if you full screen? I don't know.
Yeah, it cuts off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. This will be our YouTube intro, or no, the whatever
Just the show
podcast
intro.
show intro.
Yep.
So here you go.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
It's a little loud. There you go. Mad props to Alec for making that intro. What a G.
By the way, that's only one of 8 possible intros that you guys will see for the show.
Alec went on.
I assume it depends on who's host. That's really good.
Yep. It'll depend on who's hosting. So episodes where like JMO's hosting, we'll have a slightly. It's all the same clips, just in different order. And then when Test acts as our producer, as our man in the chair, there will be a variant that has with Test Doba right before whoever's hosting it. Because Test is a part of the team, and most likely that will be the intro that you guys see the most, because I'm pretty sure Test is going to be at most of the episodes starting in July. But I just thought it would be fun to have a nice little variant. It's actually inspired by the old 1960s Batman TV show. Like when Batgirl would show up, they'd have a different intro for the episodes with Batgirl. So Test Doba's my Batgirl. I love you, Test.
Oh, that's adorable.
Now I want to see Test in the bat suit, bat girl suit. All right, now I'm just creating images no one needs to see.
What the hell? Whoops.
Well, I can't sing the other stuff because if I do, then we'll get demonetized.
Test is best girl. Go Test.
It really be like that.
Material.
Hey, shouldn't we have a guest widget for our guest?
I'm getting it. God, I was unprepared. I was unprepared.
While this is going on and while Trevor's doing that, guys, go ahead.
Maybe you shouldn't have spent the 20 minutes before the show talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, well, you gotta do that.
But to be fair, I led into that conversation.
That's
so
the
I know.
rules.
It's all good.
All good.
Okay, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, this will also be the last week you guys see any of this stuff.
Yep.
Yes,
true.
this is the last week for all this business.
All of the art assets, backgrounds, everything that we use now. This is it. This is the last episode for all that.
I'm gonna have to re-download them for my laptop for when I go on vacation.
Okay, so I do have, while we're doing this Q&A, get your questions ready, all that stuff. So as I've been hyping up, kind of, and then forgot about, but then hyped up again yesterday. It's giveaway day, guys, if y'all remember at all. I said...
Oh, shit, I
Augers.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I said on my last host of the Global Game Podcast before the new Twitch channel drop, I would do a giveaway. We did a Twitter poll for which DBZ movie collection y'all wanted, and Cooler lost his dick, unfortunately, and
It's pretty realistic.
Gogeta, Tapion, and the Bio Broly and Broly Second Coming movies won for movie collection number 3. So I'm giving that away. We're giving it away right now. I'm gonna hopefully this will work. So I did it. So you should be, so the raffle has started. Anybody who wants to enter to win, just put ! DBZ in the chat, and you'll be entered to win.
It's free real estate, remember, guys.
I am just upset that Bio Broly beat Cooler. That
I know,
makes no sense.
dude. It was close. It was a few percent.
It's a meme movie, so people, and it's at its core, it's not a bad movie, but the problem is it's
Terrible.
Broly being shit on effectively, which is tragic.
Oh yeah, in the Lord Slug movie, and they didn't have a chance. Nothing. The Lord Slug one.
The only thing
Poor
Lord
guys.
Slug's movie had was False Super Saiyan. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just
Best
gonna
thing
go-
Lord Slug's movie had was the frickin' American version soundtrack, dude.
True as well. That's also a good. Point.
Frickin' Stupefy by Disturbed. That was
Oh.
Lord Slug, right?
Good stuff, man.
Also, CT Logic, we kind of discussed it, and yeah, LR Nappa and Vegeta's banner is good, but not worth summoning on. It's a pretty much unanimous skip from everybody, I think.
Yeah, in all
Unless
honesty,
you want to do a YOLO single or something, which, by all means, your choice, but highly would not advise it.
in all honesty, when it comes to the movies, like Lord Slug had a good soundtrack. The Cooler movie, in my opinion, had the good soundtrack, like the better one. Only because of the fact that during that scene when Goku transforms, Change is playing, and I'm like, oh man, just sends chills down my 12-year-old spine.
I think a very memorable one, I think, for everybody is going to be Fusion Reborn as well. Especially the Fusion moment, especially. I think that soundtrack was a banger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Americanized freaking DBZ movies are like fantastic when it comes to the soundtracks.
Kenny's made up a good question. Well,
Yep.
what do you while the
Yeah, giveaway will just be going on. So whenever, just if you see it and you
what
want
do
it,
guys think? Like I knew the Q&A session was gonna happen, so I was gonna ask this anyways. What do you guys think will happen on the 350 million download celebration? Because I've had this discussion on my streams, and people have a lot of varying thoughts. So what do you guys think?
I think that we're kind of in a place where there's a very finite amount of things they can do with it based on what they've done leading up to it so far. So we could have something from the Boo Saga,
First,
or we could have something from Dragon Ball Super, like Tournament of Power or Universal Survival Saga, whatever it is that you call it. Just because that's kind of where our focus has been the last few months and leading into the 350 million download or the 300 million download or whatever it was last year.
yeah.
We had been doing Cell Saga stuff and ended up with Cell Saga Celebration.
Mhm.
So I think hedging my bets at the safest place, I'm gonna say we're gonna be looking at Majin Buu stuff.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good shout. I was like that was one of the considerations, of course, people had. I think a good set of units, of course, would be Goku or an exchange Goku and Vegeta into Spirit Bomb Goku, perhaps, or something like that, and a Kid Buu, of course. One thing I was hoping for, and I'm still hoping for it, is it's time we get a replacement for Gogeta and Omega, or Sin at least. We need a new one. So I'm a small part of me wants that to be the next set. To be honest,
No,
for the
yeah,
Naruto celebration.
I would love that. I really would. But I
But
think
I think it's not going to be till next year.
I think they're gonna save that for a GT celebration.
Or maybe
Specifically.
like like how it was for the 200 million download celebration, it might be for 400 million or something, whatever they do next year.
As
Something
long
like
as
that.
they bring in a new SS4 Gogeta along with it, I'm cool.
I think what they'll do is they'll do what they did with the original LR Goku and Vegeta and just make it SSJ for Goku and Vegeta transform. Or
Dude, that would be
fusing into
nuts.
SSJ
Oh, that'd
for
be so
Goku.
cool. I'd be down with that.
And I think it'll be Sin transforming into Omega on the other side.
I'm kind of over the whole transformation gimmick.
Mm-hmm. Kind of the same.
The thing is, what I mean, the only thing they can do apart from transformation is exchange and active
Which is
shield,
just another transformation.
which, yeah, as I said, is another transformation. They
Yeah,
can't do much realistically.
I mean,
It's
there's
hard
only
to-
so much they can do in this game, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're
I
they're
didn't-
out of ideas, honestly.
I mean, in general, for Dragon Ball, it's kind of like hard to do much beyond that. Like it's.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
the
that's
same thing
all-
with Legend.
That's all Dragon Ball Z
we've got
is people just transform
we've got the-
fusions.
I know.
Yeah, we've got the joint forces thing already. Otherwise, that would have been cool, but we've got that now. And there's not much beyond that, realistically.
Mhm.
Sadly.
I don't know. My biggest issue with transformations is when they change like the link skills. Because when I build a team off of what I have available to look at, I build, for my link skills and all that. And then you get somebody like transforming Goku, who every other turn has some new skill, and messes with my links. I hate him.
well, that's just the one-off because Goku's fucking shit. Same with Vegeta and Frieza to an extent.
The whole show's shit. You heard it here first.
Fuck Dragon Ball Z. GT is the only go. Kappa. Step into the Grand Tour, baby. Let's go.
Get out.
I mean, what? You only have two
Yeah.
transformations to worry about: Super Saiyan 4 and base form. Let's go. That's it. Enough.
You
is
can
enough.
you can bolt power your butt out of here. We ain't doing this GT. No, but in all
Oh,
honesty,
dude.
like I would like to see a GT celebration too.
Yeah.
But when it
I mean,
comes,
I think we need a couple of things more from GT personally that I would be completely down for. For example, I would love a Kid Goku to Great Ape SSJ3 to Golden Great Ape to SSJ4, of course. Super Baby or Baby Vegeta to Super Baby 2. Obviously the Gogeta Shenron. Hellfighter 17, Android 17 combo that transforms or fuses into Super 17. Those would be dope, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just want a
Yeah.
standalone Super Baby 2. It's in some fashion. I hate that both of them in the game right now are both grade 8. I want
Yeah,
just
I
Baby
agree.
Bime 2 by himself. That's
Yeah,
it.
that would be dope. Chris, the answer to that question is they don't care. I
So,
mean,
Christian-
we spoke about this at the start as well, and it's just I come to a point they'll do it inevitably, but they know where the money's at is the thing.
So Christian's question is question for y'all. Why do you think they're not giving us categories we want or feel we need based on the game, like Saiyan Saga or something for the Baby Saga? I think outside of the fact that for the most part a lot of those units aren't money makers, those categories simply just lack right now. There's like if you were to go look at the game right now and pick out your actual cards from the Saiyan Saga, not characters that were in the Saiyan Saga and their art comes from something else, but cards that are actually in the Saiyan Saga, cards that could actually be, in the Baby Saga, there's not that many.
Yeah,
To be fair, if you guys have seen if you guys see the current campaign news, like that Gohan art could easily be like a solid TUR card art or something good like that, man. For a Saiyan Saga 1 at least, that would be super super dope. But yeah, it's just that, like you said, it's hard to give them space and stuff. Baby Saga at least has some viability still. Like we mentioned, they still have to do a solo Super Baby 2 without him going grade A. Same with SSA3 GT Goku, and stuff like that. But it's a lot harder for Saiyan Saga because it's just nobody's a big money maker outside of grade A Vegeta and Kaioken Goku maybe at best, and even then it's questionable at time. It's questionable.
Yeah, honestly, I think they were kind of testing whether or not to make Saiyan Saga with the Vegeta and Nappa card, and I think they were like testing it, like, okay, we'll make this LR, and we'll put him on a stupid category, and if he sells, then we'll make a Saiyan Saga because then we'll know it's popular. But we're not getting top grossing, so don't keep your fucking. It's not happening. They're gonna be like, oh, that doesn't make money. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I do believe that. I mean, I think Nappa and Vegeta were fairly popular. Obviously, for global, not so much because of their timing, unfortunately. But I think on JP they were fairly popular. I believe. I mean, being a really good world tournament unit automatically got them people summoning. And of course, people who love Vegeta and especially that moment would summon on him for sure. AKA Nano and people.
Yeah. Just real quick, I'll just say, anybody who has just joined us, and you want to enter for a chance to win the Dragon Ball Z Movie Collection number 3, for free. Nothing, you don't have to do nothing. Just use exclamation point to DBZ in the chat for a chance to win. Oh yeah, and be a follower. That's the only requirement.
Yep.
Obviously.
But, yeah, I mean it's possible that they'll do a Saiyan Saga and DBZ. I mean, Baby Saga. I mean, the thing is also, like you mentioned, the roster. If you look at how Android and Cell Saga are faring now, I mean, look at their roster. It's not that great. So why would they do one for Saiyan Saga when it's even worse? So yeah, that's also a good point to make.
Yeah.
It's a very, very. They need time. I think with time potentially they'll add it in, but
yeah,
need to get over this whole tournament of power.
Yeah, exactly. We're stuck in Super and
shall we
Majin
say,
Buu Saga
for-
right now, so
Yeah, Majin Buu Saga as
yeah.
well.
After we get out of this, we'll see where they go. Honestly,
Finally
Krillin.
get that LR Garlic Jr.
Yeah, honestly, Krillin and Vegeta and Nappa were kind of like wild cards. We're like, whoa, why the fuck are they on here?
Yeah, that
right?
was
Very, very weird.
Them and LR Prime Battle Krillin were weird. That genuinely led me to think for a while that Golden Week was gonna be Goku, Kaioken Goku and Grade A Vegeta dual Dokkan Fest. Didn't happen. They decided to go back to Majin Buu Saga. So yeah. Chris has another question. What do you think Dokkan has to do if they plan on surviving for maybe the next 3 years or more? If they're able to put out that much content?
Dokkan has absolutely no issue going for another 5 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
Without changing a damn thing.
I was about to say they are the money makers. I mean, if FCO and them don't need to change much, and they'll still be fine. I mean, FCO is making $1 billion a year and hasn't changed shit, and it's still look at the rates. It's even worse than most gachas currently available, and still doing so well. Same with Dokkan. They've not had to do much, and they've gotten $2 billion over the last 5 years.
Do you want to know what made Dokkan a much better game in the last 2 years? They started giving out a lot more better free-to-play cards.
And they started realizing that if Legends actually outclasses them, then they're fucked.
Right. So.
But then look at Legends themselves, and they're fucking up. So Dokkan's like,
exactly.
Well, we didn't have to do much to be better than them.
There was like a moment where Dokkan was like, okay, better animations, better stats, better artwork on the cards, more powerful free-to-play. Oh wait, Legends is shooting itself in the foot. Okay, let's not give them any real easy A's for the 5-year, guys.
All right, we'll go step by step. How many stones will all of you guys go for a 5-year Annie part 1 and 2? I'm going all in on part 1. I don't care too much about Rose and Broly and Chilai, to be honest.
For me, CT Logic, I would have to say it's going to depend on how well part 1 goes. Right now, the Global Gang podcast has at least 2 collab summon streams planned for part 1. So we'll go over that more next week. But yeah, so for me personally, I have almost 1,200 stones right now, and they're all out there. They can all go in part 1.
What do you think about the strike cards being F2P mono-leads upon easier campaign? I mean, I'd like the strike cards to get a Dokkan Awakening first. I think that's a good start. I think
Yeah, because they don't even have one yet.
they don't have one.
They're not. They're not
They-
going to easy A. They're not even TERs.
Yeah,
I really hope that's one thing that I wish they did, because I used to, the one thing I like, I mean, as much as as much as it was painful back in the day, I kind of like that whole thing of where you needed to use strike cards for prime battles, because it was an added challenge and it didn't require you to like go summon and whatnot. Still don't, of course, for prime battles, but yeah, I wish they did. I would hope they do give them some more love over time in the
yeah.
future.
Strike units need something. I'm just not sure if EZA is the way to go, since they still could just awaken.
Yeah, because look at the support type units. If they got a great Dokkan Awakening, they could easily do the same with the strike cards.
So
Sorry, I'll just quickly answer this because it's related to
directed
me.
to you. Yep, that's what I was gonna read.
Okay, how did I come up with the name Galeriot? Originally my name was supposed to be Nightingale Riot because it was supposed to be Nightingale plus Riot. Then I realized that's too much of a mouthful for people, so I just cut the first half off and put Gale Riot in, and kind of stuck. Favorite voices in dub and sub? That's a hard one. I think dub, I kind of dig Omega Shenron's a lot. Like, especially hearing it again in Legends especially, kind of sounds dope. But in general, I would say probably Cell is a great one for dub, and
Oh,
sub
yep.
Frieza, I think. Frieza is really good in sub, in my opinion, as well. I think I'll go with those. Surprisingly, no heroes, but I got kind of tired of Schmel, Sean Schmel, yelling his voice out as Goku, but he's also good as well. I think I'll give him that. He'll probably be second in dub for sure, but yeah, I'd say Cell for dub and sub, um, Frieza, with honorary votes to Omega Shenron and Goku as dubs. For sure. I like Omega Shenron. I like Omega Shenron's sub is kind of iffy, but his dub is so good.
My favorite voices on both sides, sub and dub, is Vegeta.
Ooh, that's
I
a
like-
good one. Well,
Yep.
I like Vegeta's as well.
Horikawa is amazing.
Mhm.
And I'm biased for Chris Sabat because I met him and I have a signed Majin Vegeta figure.
Ooh, fair enough. That's nice.
So
That's definitely nice.
Trevor,
What? I don't have not watched any Dragon Ball Z not dubbed, so
fair enough. Who's your favorite voice?
And so for Super, if you have any,
haven't seen Super.
okay, never mind then.
I'm gonna say Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
That's
Or
a
it-
good shout.
Because it's him specifically, because Goku does have his like I'm gonna be a man moment, you know.
Yeah.
But when he's Super Saiyan 4, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like I'm like, oh, Goku, calm
John Shem
down.
Doing
Woo.
Goku doing Batman.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Chills. I'm like, oh man, don't fuck with him. God damn. But
I'm glad to see people appreciate GT in this channel.
yeah,
I'm
the
glad
bad
to see-
guy, bad guy though.
Hey,
Ba- ba- ba-
that's
ba-
good
ba-
to see. Any dub
Yeah.
any small dub is a dub still.
Yeah.
Right?
What other
Uh,
categories do all of you guys think are lacking?
There's a
World
lot.
tournament?
Dude,
The World tournament's the easiest answer, to be fair. In my
what
opinion.
categories do you think are lacking the most? Okay, so here's the thing. We've covered this multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
And we could seriously sit here and have an entire 3-hour video just on the category system.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
But for me personally, I think the only categories in the game should be obvious ones. Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans. There should be one for each arc. So you should have a Red Ribbon Army arc, the Mystical Adventure arc, the, what is it, the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai arc, the Saiyan Saga, the Namek Saga, the Android Cell Saga, the Boo Saga, so on and so forth. And then on top of that, each series should have its own category. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Heroes.
Ooh,
Should
that's
all
actually
have
a
their
good
own.
shout. I didn't think about that. That's a fucking good one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting. I didn't even think about that.
No.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but that's it for me. Like the things that are obvious, like Wicked Bloodline, things that are that you look at them and you know exactly what they are. Pure Saiyans is Pure Saiyans. Hybrid Saiyans is Hybrid Saiyans. Which, by the way, why isn't Cell on Hybrid Saiyans? I'm just saying.
Cell?
Well,
Yes,
because that's
Cell,
he's a
who
biological
is made
life
up
form.
of
He's an artificial life form.
who is made up of the cells of Saiyans.
Yeah.
Then that
multiple other
classifies
things.
you.
He is
because that- then
literally
he'd
a
be on
hybrid of
literally
Saiyans
every
and everything
category.
else.
But
Nah.
then he'd be under every category.
That's
under
reaching.
something.
That's reaching, Alec.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
for
but
you
look
on.
at Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and tell me that Cell doesn't have enough categories.
Well, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta has the reasons for most of those categories. Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah,
Vegeta, because
the
I
only
feel- I feel like I might be
he's in-
forgetting some categories that he's absolutely for no
So-
reason in.
Tiggle says, should Cell be on Namekians and Earthlings?
There you go.
Namekians, yes. Earthlings, did they use Earthlings?
Yeah,
'Cause
they,
Yeah, they used Krillin and stuff.
Did they
for
use
sure.
Krillin? Oh, so that's why Cell failed in the long run. I understand.
Because
Well, he's got the solar flare, which is Tien's move, isn't it?
solar flare.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So-
Tien as well.
Well, you say it's Tien's move, but everybody steals that shit.
That's true. Everybody has
Not
stolen it.
wrong. I mean, they're
But
not
Cell
wrong.
should also be on Wicked Bloodlines.
That's true. He has Frieza in
Okay,
him.
so SSB Vegeta is on USS Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans Full Power, Reps of Universe 7, T Boost, Vegeta's Family, Siblings Bond, Worthy Rivals, Bond of Mass. I mean, most of them, or
Okay.
I would say all of them make sense.
Yeah, they all make sense.
No,
I'm just
no.
saying, why isn't Cell
I'm
hybrid
I'm gonna
Saiyan?
throw this out here, and I've said it before and got like banned. Transformation boost should not be. He should not be on that category. I think that Dokkan doesn't understand what the fuck that category is. Still,
What do you mean?
From what I
He
think,
hasn't-
when it,
no.
yeah, he transforms.
Okay,
it's
so
still-
no. You got to pick. You have to pick one because just because the unit transforms, quote unquote.
He literally changes
consists
forms,
of
though.
Yeah, consists of characters.
Okay,
who reach
no,
the new
no,
form.
because Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyans don't
Evolution-
count as transformation boost. They don't.
But
they
Super
just
Saiyan
don't.
Blue, Super Saiyan Blue to like what is effectively Super Vegeta in Blue variant
Sure.
is still a new form.
Then why isn't Super Vegeta in transformation boost? Why isn't Super Saiyan Vegeta in a transformation? Why aren't all Super Saiyans in a transformation boost?
They didn't transfer. They don't
Exactly.
transform
They
in
don't
that-
transform. They don't.
No. They don't transform in the card. Like
Exactly.
Every unit that's on transformation boost
Okay.
has a transformation mechanic.
Cool.
Well,
then
actually, that's it.
they need-
I can.
They
go
need
against that
two
because
different
the-
categories. Okay.
well, no, because
One
the-
category for the actual units that I guess if Dokkan wants to do it this way, because there's two. There's because also the other units in Transformation Boost are units or characters, should I say, that actually transform, like Boo, Cell, Frieza. They actually physically manipulate into something else. They are a new
So you're
thing.
telling
They
me
transform.
that when Goku physically changes his body.
No,
changes
okay.
his
See,
hair color,
listen.
changes his eye color. That's
Listen.
not a transformation.
No, I agree, but they're not in the category. Only when the card itself actually does the transformation into Super Saiyan, like Namek Goku specifically, right? That's the only reason it gets put on the category is because the card itself
then
has an ability to do
so
that,
I
but
think
not the
SSD
character.
using the category here.
SSBE fits in that category, or which is this category that we're speaking of.
So you guys, you still don't get it. You guys don't understand. So
Right,
the
but I don't
characters
think
don't
you
transform.
understand.
They don't.
But SSBE does.
In the card.
Yes.
He does.
No. Okay, so you guys don't understand.
No,
You
you're
don't
saying-
get
you're
it.
saying he doesn't physically change his entire body. You're saying
Yes,
hair
he
color
does
is
not
transformation.
transform.
Okay, Goku, they all transform.
No, they don't.
No,
Yes, they do.
His body does change. He becomes a lot.
Okay,
more
then
lean
why
than
isn't
what
he? Why aren't they normally in the category
Because
then?
transformation boost in Dokkan is not about a character that can transform. It's about cards that can transform.
That's not true because the
That's not
characters
true.
in
That
there
isn't true.
transform,
Because
like
they're-
Cell
yeah,
and Boo and
they're-
Frieza. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
That's
say. There is
it's
full power
both.
Frieza in the
They
category.
use that. Sometimes they pick some characters that transform, and they pick some units that actually transform in the game. So
All
you know what I mean?
Just
Wait,
chalking
wait,
up to
wait,
the same
wait, wait.
stupid
All
bullshit we
units-
bitch about categories all the time anyway. It's a
I know.
point.
I'm just saying.
All-
So Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta shouldn't be in the category. He doesn't transform. Get the fuck out of my category.
Wait, no, you're not, Trevor. All units that transform are in the category, but there are some exceptions like Cell, Frieza, and Boo who are part of the category because they inherently also transform outside as well.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
I agree that those units shouldn't be on the banner, but
No,
if the
they
card
should.
transform-
Transformation
No, that
boost
doesn't
should
make
be
sense, though.
characters that actually transform. So if we're gonna include some Saiyans, we should include all the fucking Saiyans that transform. Trunks should be in there. He transforms. He becomes a Super Saiyan. There you go. That's a transformation, right? He should be in the category, but he's not because only one of his cards transforms because of a passive skill,
Okay, so
right? It's
assuming
different.
Assuming that fits, then SSBE does because that's a transformation though.
For the card, not the character.
The character. Okay.
He does though.
Okay,
Look at his body
listen,
structure. It-
motherfucker. Super Vegeta. Why isn't Super Vegeta, the intellect Super Vegeta, why is he not in the category? Because he's a transformation, his body changes,
Why
right?
isn't Krillin on Explosion of Anger?
Wait. Why, you're saying into SSBE Vegeta, but that's not from SSBE.
Yeah, okay,
That's
well,
not-
you're
That's not
the
original.
exact...
SSBE is from
No,
Super Saga.
you're saying, oh, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is literally just Super Saiyan Vegeta. It's just Super Vegeta, right? It's just it's the Super Saiyan Blue version of Super Vegeta,
No,
right?
I gave that as an example, but it's much more than that, of course. Still,
It's still just a it's still just a
Take a
fucking
deep breath.
It's a level
Take a
up.
deep breath,
It's Super
yeah,
Saiyan
you
1,
have to
Super
be
Saiyan
super.
2, Super Saiyan 3. It's just a level up. That's all it is, right?
Trevor,
Am I wrong?
You haven't seen Super. You are
No.
wrong.
Okay. Fuck Evolution Vegeta. You guys are focusing way too hard on the Evolution Vegeta. I don't give a shit about him.
You're focusing on the semantics of a transformation.
Yeah, exactly. It's transformation boost. That's exactly what you should focus on.
Right.
If it's actually
And
a transformation or not.
transforms. It is a physical alteration
Okay, cool.
of his body. It is not
Evolution
transformation.
Vegeta can be in it, for fuck's sake. Okay, we'll allow it. Okay, but Namek Goku to Super Saiyan Goku should not,
Why?
because he just goes Super Saiyan.
Transformation.
So why isn't every Super Saiyan? That's exactly what I'm saying. If every Super Saiyan
For
Goku should be in the
same reason
category.
Krillin's not on Explosion of Anger. For the same reason that Beerus isn't on some category Beerus should be on. For the same reason it's called Earthlings and not Z Fighters, because Bandai doesn't know shit.
Akatsuki, not Bandai.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's
Yes,
what it
you're
comes down
right.
to. You're sitting
Okay.
here getting upset over something we've argued about millions of times over. It comes down to these people don't know the fucking content. They don't know the goddamn game. And they really shouldn't even be making it.
Okay, you're right. All right,
This
I'm
is
just
great,
saying. I don't like transformation boost. That's all I'm saying. Very
It's the
adamant
best
about it,
category
obviously.
in the game.
Are we done yet? Like literally, I went to the bathroom. I freaking got my water. I took some freaking Advil because I want to fucking die after this conversation. Are we done with this?
I don't
Can
know,
we move
Trevor, are we
on?
done with it?
We'll have a
for
conversation
fuck's
about it
sake,
later,
I
I'm
have-
sure.
I mean, it was great. It was a great conversation.
Oh man.
Here for you screamy boys, maybe. I literally
had to
sat
raise my
here,
voice
said
to
not
get
a
it
single
edgewise.
word for like the last 30 minutes.
You could have had some input.
Man.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. Couldn't give me time to speak.
Just gotta get loud, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get loud.
Oh, that's what we gotta do.
See, I
Oh, shit.
Is Hercule in the Discord now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right,
That was
moving on.
good.
All right, moving on. That's the end of the show. Bye, guys. No. I'm just-
Yeah, the giveaway. Yeah, no, it was just a meme.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 7 people who've entered the giveaway so far. So if here's your last chance, if you want to be in the giveaway, ! DBZ. It literally costs you nothing. So free shit. Just saying. You don't have to do it. I mean, you can say fuck you, Trevor, if you want, but I mean, you're losing a movie. That's
Fuck you, Trevor.
All right, that's fine.
You asked you questioned
fair
it.
when you win. Tune, it has to be fair. if
There's
you win,
always one.
Because like, Tystra and I entered. This isn't a global gang giveaway. This is literally a Trevor giveaway.
Oh yeah, this is a
Assuming
Trevor
not the global
giveaway.
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it away. This happened to
He's
be
just
like
doing
this.
it here.
This seemed to be the time, appropriate time. Oh, BT Dubs announcement with this giveaway. I will not be doing Dokkan content on my channel anymore. I might be doing the occasional stream. I mean, don't put your heart out for that, but officially I will be moving my Dokkan content to the Global Gang Podcast Twitch channel on Thursdays. Will be my day. That'll be my day. And y'all can fuck off, it's my day.
Not gonna lie, when you said that, I was like, wait, then why are you still playing the game though?
So just to follow that up a little bit. So what Trevor and I are both doing is any content that's not Dokkan related, we're going to do on our personal channels. So if I play Fallout, if he plays Apex, so on and so forth, we're going to do that on our personal channels. Me personally, I don't have a schedule for anything that I'm doing on my personal channel because I'm busy with the podcast most of the week. So for me, effectively, my personal channel is dead. Any Dokkan content that Trevor and I do from here on out will be exclusively on the Global Gang Podcast channel.
Yes. I will still be doing Apex and other dumb shit on my actual channel. So if you like that shit, and you like me as a person that likes to rage at every little detail, then feel free to come on by.
I can't wait till we do duo streams and we don't have to worry about the context of being timed in a podcast. By the way,
Yeah.
we're at 3 hours and 15 minutes.
No, it's fine. Podcasts can go however as long they want.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so any other announcements before we get the winner of this giveaway? Gail, do you have anything coming up you want to say?
Oh,
Any
no, as I
upcoming
said,
projects?
I just have anniversaries to worry about. That's all I care.
Do you have a normal streaming schedule? Like, do you stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or?
Really, it's just it usually occurs at I think 3 p.m. I mean, for you guys in America, that would be around 3 to 4 p.m. EST. I start not any set days. I try and stream every day if possible, but it doesn't happen all the time. So yeah, it's just between 3 to 4 p.m. EST is the best bet. Just keep an eye out. I'll be live if I am interested in streaming that day.
If you're interested.
It just
Love
comes
it.
down to interest.
Like,
at the end of the day.
if I'm feeling like it.
You have to definitely be in the mood to stream.
Oh,
honestly,
definitely. I
otherwise
totally
can-
agree.
it
I'm
kinda
not
is
gonna lie,
totally-
I've canceled streaming because I wasn't feeling like it before.
No, it happens. It happens.
Yeah. Sometimes I
That's why
like to...
say, look, keep on the lookout. If I go live, you'll get a notification via Twitch. If I don't go live, you won't. Simple as.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you're following Gail here and on Twitter so you know when he goes live.
Yep, definitely.
If he ever goes live.
Links in the chat.
Of course.
If he ever goes live
Watch-
again.
Watch for tonight. No more streams.
Yeah, watch him just be like, you know what? I'm done.
I'm done.
Called.
I've
Be like,
peaked.
my time on the Global Gang podcast. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm never touching streaming again. These guys suck.
Yeah.
Nah, you guys have been great hosts, man.
Yeah, man, we've loved having you on here. Anytime you want to come back, you just let us know.
Of course,
We'll
we'll
love
be
it.
appreciated.
Anyways, official giveaway. Winner is... You can't enter the raffle.
Yeah, I
The
was about
winner
to say,
is-
I was like,
It's Tystra! Of course, someone in the podcast wins.
rigged, I call it rigged.
Go ahead and re-roll.
You want to reroll?
Yeah,
Rigged.
go ahead and reroll. I don't feel right winning it. so
Okay.
let's reroll it.
Chris is like, I knew it'd be Ty. Alright, so fake news, not Tystra. It's Kenny! The
Kenny
big
McGee.
boy, Kenny McGee! This is
GG, Kenny.
GG's
job,
Kenny. I'm gonna
Just
say,
for the chat, what was Movie Collection 3 again?
Movie Collection 3 is the one with Gogeta and Janemba, the Tapion movie with Super Saiyan 3 Goku,
Third one?
and the Broly movies, Broly's Second Coming and Bio Broly, are the
Hey,
four
you know what,
movies
that's a
in
good
that.
set, to be honest. Well, apart from Bio Broly, but the rest.
Yeah,
make it
Twitter
up for it.
Twitter decided that it was better than Cooler, so I can't argue with them.
Cooler set would have Cooler, Metal Cooler, and Broly, I'd assume.
Yeah,
Not
it had
bad either.
Cooler, Meta Cooler, and yeah,
First Broly.
the first Broly. Yeah,
That's not bad either.
yeah. I mean, that was really close. It was real motherfucking close. But yeah, Turles and Lord Slug,
Slug.
they didn't have a chance. they
I
they
think-
won
I
so
think that,
bad.
yeah, I think Dr. Willow, Slug, and Turtle is not as interesting as
Yeah.
the big boy Saiyans and
Unfortunately,
Frieza family members.
poor guys.
It really is like that.
Yeah, but Kenny, I'll message you on Discord. We can talk about shipping and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't pronounce things right. We know that.
We
Turs,
love it.
Agile. I had no one to teach me what it was actually called. I probably called Pokemon wrong. I've been playing it for 20 years with no one telling me how they actually pronounce it. So
It's not Pikachu, it's Pikachu.
it's Pikachu.
Get it right, bro.
Take a peek at you.
Yeah.
Get it right, bro.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in and chilling with us. You guys have a great day. I don't have my ending screen set up right, so fuck me, I wasn't ready. Anyways, see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week over on our official Twitch.tv Global Gang Podcast channel.
Later, guys. My dudes.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
All right, bye.